Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Let's see. Mason, hello. Park, Caleb, hello. Gam, Garlic, hello. Dat Viner, hello. Lana, Odian, hello. One Way Theory. It's the Cakes, hello, hello. How's it going? It's been a while. It's actually been some time since I last streamed, right? I think it's been about a week. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm a bit tired, but that's mostly due to work. But yeah, it's not. Other than that, it's okay. I think. Trying to get by. Alright, so hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope you've had a good week so far. I hope y'all had a great Christmas if you celebrate it. If not, I hope you're just having a good end of the year as far as that's concerned. I want some Russian wafer cakes, but they're so expensive for Amazon. I actually don't know what Russian wafer cakes are like. What are they like? What are those about? I actually don't know. I don't think I've tried them. I don't think so. Pretty sure I haven't. I'm pretty sure I would know if they were good, as you seem to imply. And if I had tried them, I would probably know. I know like Stroop waffles. I know like a few other things, but I don't think I know Russian wafer cakes. Does anybody here know what they are? Actually, I'm gonna look it up. Let's see, Russian wafer cakes. Oh, that looks good. Okay. That looks pretty yummy, actually. Oh, that looks yummy though. Dulce de leche seems to be common, which is like caramel. Chocolate. Yeah, caramel seems to be the most common. There's like in chocolate, yeah. Not the same as Stroop waffles, but they're like round and square. I guess they come in both types. Forget waifus. Wafers are where it's at. I guess for the holidays, it's not a bad time to have some sweets. Jokobo, hello, hello. Wafers for everybody? I wish. I wish there were wafers for everyone. I'm kind of craving some food now, you know? My Plume just came in today. Oh, nice. Good timing, I guess. You can see me build one. And also, welcome, Alucard. Anyway, Jokobo, thank you so much for the 19 months. Already 19, wow. Look for torta chilena. Torta chilena sounds like a Chilean cake, I guess. Oh, okay. It's kind of like... It looks kind of like... It's like crepe cake, sort of? Similar? I don't know. It kind of looks like that. It's like layered cake. So it kind of looks like crepe cake. Looks good though. It looks very sweet as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Nacho and somebody else were talking about it some time ago. Wafer group buy? How about silicon wafer group buy? AKA PCB group buy. Alright. Let's get started. So let's move this way. Oh. Work on it. Yeah. So I got this keyboard in this big hard box. I'm not sure. Is this the original packaging for the Plume? Like, is this what it actually came in? because it's kind of wild. It's like a weapon or something. It's kind of crazy. What's in the box, Mr. President? I know. Alright, so it has side and front. But yeah, this is a nice hard case. And it opens up. And it looks like we have a PCB and plate. Palm plate. Palm plate still has some paper backing. I'm going to take it off in a bit. And then it looks like we have the steps here. Hardware. More hardware. I'm gonna guess these are for the plate. These are for the case, probably. Daughter board. More hardware. Daughter board, I think. For the weight, maybe, or something. And then O-rings and feet. Rubber feet. Bump-ons. Is that a keyword? Do you have the nuclear launch codes? Oh no, the codes. We're gonna reveal the codes. Well, this is nice. I mean, it is custom cut foam, I guess. You can see kind of the cutting here was a little frayed, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Custom cut foam for the board. It looks like you can actually just remove the foam inside, and you can see that it's this chunky piece of foam. Pretty cool though. You can at least remove it, and then you would have quite a nice box for things, actually. So I think it's pretty. I think this is kind of neat. Could store a bunch of things here. The Fed's listening in. Oh my god. That is only if I do something actually illegal. It's the key to JD's heart. Okay, so we have our palm plate here. Looks like it's 7U win keyless fixed layout. Well, it still has like split backspace support and step caps lock support. Here we have our Plume PCB. Oh, this is nice. Who made this, actually? I don't know. Does Plume design their own PCBs? Or did they commission somebody? But this looks very nice. Kind of reminds me of like a Heine PCB or something. Has kind of, but it's very clean. Actually, is it like a Wilbur PCB sort? Actually, no, it's probably not the same. But they're very nice. Actually, I don't know. Is it? This is very nice. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a Wilbur PCB, actually. Uses the same diodes. Underglow. I mean, but Wilbur PCBs would have a logo, though. There's no way it would not come with a Wilbur logo. So, very cool, though. Very cool. Very clean. Nice gray. There is absolutely no LED support other than, looks like it has a encoder support over here. And it's fixed layout too, actually. You can only do 7U on this board. It appears. Ah, it's cool. It's nice. Nice PCB. PCB clearly designed by Wilbur's evil twin, Vilba. Alright, and then let's check out the board. We have a blue. Blue? Yeah. Looks like a dark blue. Dark blue case. Looks very nice. And the bottom seems to be a polished stainless steel. It appears. And of course we should peel it. What use would it be if we didn't admire this beauty? Carl Anthony, hello. When Keyless Wednesday? I suppose so. So here it is, the Plume weight over here. Nice and reflective. Has that kind of Jane-like signature with the logo on the side of the front of the back-facing part of the weight. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Very reflective, as you can see. It's very clean though. This looks very nice. And this is not a badge. This looks to be a laser engraving of the logo. So if you look closely, it's definitely laser engraved. There's no badge or any parts in there, so that's nice. So it, you know, it just stays there. All right, no, this is very neat. I think I don't think we'll have to open this for now. We can just leave it as is. But the anodizing is very clean. It has some dust on the inside, but that's just regular dust. I don't see any defects or smudging or like, you know, discoloration really. I see maybe a slight banding here, but it's actually pretty common for odd colors to have that, I would say. It's actually not bad. Yeah, no, the colors are pretty much matched here. I think the reflection might fool you a little, but it's pretty much matched. Yeah, no, the tolerances are really tight here. This is really good. Really nice. Came out very, very nice. Infilled. Oh, I see. Very nice. Very nice. Oopsie. Alright, let's put it to the side for now. Actually, let's just put it on the... What's this? We tried different styles. I see. I know some of the palm plates had fitment issues with switches. Mine was unusable, basically. Hopefully not the case with this one. I see. We'll see, I guess. I have a bunch of screws. I think this is for the daughter board. Yep, that's daughter board screws here. Oh well, I'll need to take out the daughter board anyway, because I need to test it. I'm not sure what screws these are for, but maybe it's for the weight or something. Bump-ons. This aside for now. This. And then more screws. A lot of hardware here. Just put it to the side for now because I'm not going to use it. Alright. Let's peel this guy. Palm plate with it still has a paper cover on the back side of it. Oop, broke. Peeling this stuff on the plates is always a struggle. Janky, hello. Have you built a frog yet? I actually have not. No one has sent me a frog, which is kind of actually, well, I guess it isn't odd. I guess people who maybe buy frogs just already know how to build, and also hot swap exists, so I think that kind of explains a lot of it. And when there's hot swap, there's gonna be people who are new to building. They can just do hot swap, so it's very easy. And then solderable, I would say anyone who knows how to solder would probably purchase solderable, right? So that's probably why. Anyway, just learned today that Maruchan has a spicy chicken cup noodle. It was yummy. Ooh, I actually have not sure if I've tried the spicy one. I've tried the regular one. I mean, Maruchan is good. I can't say like it's amazing. I feel like I like Indomie more than Maruchan, like instant ramen, like instant noodles. Maruchan is like a clutch kind of thing. Like it's just like an emergency ration almost. There are some good flavors though. There are some decent flavors of it. But yeah, I'm not like a huge fan. It's okay. Fed's actually here. Pump that sodium up. True. It's so much. It is so much salt in the Maruchan noodles. Blood pressure. I've just got into mechanical keyboards recently, and there is so much info all at once. Tofu says. Well, yeah. So, it's because of the customizability aspect of it and like the DIY stuff. You know, I think that's kind of tends to be very overwhelming because once you get into the DIY aspect and the choosing, there simply are so many options, and it's because there is no wrong option per se. You know, like people have different preferences, so every option's like viable in your own way. So I think that's why it tends to feel very overwhelming at first. It is a lot of info, but you eventually do digest it. You can synthesize that info pretty easily once you kind of get used to the idea that you can separate it in parts. Like you can say like, oh, there's like 3 types of switches, you know, like 3 basic types, let's say, like clicky, tactile, linear, that kind of stuff, right? And then you can go and categorize like switches from that, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's not too difficult, but it definitely just takes it some time. It's just exposure that you need. JD is bugged. JD is a secret agent. I wouldn't be surprised. Cause I bought, you know, we got JD from Evil Bezos, remember? We saved him from the grasp of Evil Bezos and the Melissa and Doug Foundation. Alright, there it is. Peeled. Okay. Try this out. You saved them from the models on the product page? Yeah. And actually the other day I was looking at the photos from that. So funny. I mean, they removed some of them. Like some of the older pictures that we initially saw during the time we actually raised the money for JD, like they aren't there anymore, I think. I need to go back to stream to see when and like which pictures were actually there. But I'm pretty sure they're different now. They're actually different. I just want the T word TBH. I see. Alright, PCB lights up, always a good thing, and red is probably the default color for the LEDs, which is normal. Every time you flash it, I see that. And, alright. Plume65. Okay, nice that it's fixed layout, so it's kind of easy. I'll just program control over here because I normally do that for myself. And Win key here. I think the rest is fine. Maybe I'll put right alt here just in case. And delete. F row, I guess. Maybe I'll program it in. We might as well because that's usable. Delete page up, page down. Okay, I guess that works for now. Alright, let's test it, I guess. Oh, let's go to lighting and turn it off, because we don't need it. Underglow brightness all the way down, just in case. Because, it's pointless to have the underglow on in this board. There's no diffusing. So, having it on would only bleach your case. I'm falling asleep, have a good stream. Watching stab lubing will surely do the trick. Yeah, you don't even have to... I think if you just leave it on, you'll just fall asleep. I know I'm not that fun. Alright. So how are you guys doing though? Do you guys have plans for the New Year's? I actually don't. I'll probably spend the New Year's just at home, chilling out. Probably working on some stuff that that I need to submit on like Monday. Or before Monday actually. But other than that, just chilling, I guess. Maybe I'll watch some TV and take it easy. I've been reading a light novel, so I've probably gonna spend more time doing that if I can afford some time to relax. But I'm in a very stressful season of work right now. Not the most pleasant feeling, to be honest. But you know, here we are. Oh, spacebar's not working. Did we miss a diode? Or is the diode oriented in the wrong direction? Did you see Safe's new logo? No. I have not seen Safe's new logo. Oh wait, spacebar is working. It's just not showing up on the VIA thing. Spacebar is working, but it's just... Was it not programmed maybe? Wait, space. Oh, there. Oh, maybe it's just not programmed. Weird. that was odd. Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't show up. But I think if I go to here, it shows up. So it's working fine. Okay. I think it's just the JSON file for the matrix part. It's just one off probably. Watch the ball drop? Yeah, I guess so. So lately, I mean, well, sometimes I go into work and lately the subway's been pretty empty because the city has definitely quieted down. You know, of course, because of coronavirus stuff. The typing test will cause the adrenaline to rise. God, I have to be honest, I've not been able to beat my word per minute personal best score. I've been trying actually, Sifo. I've been trying this past week. I can't do it. Not yet anyway. I've hit close, but not yet. I'm like in the 130s more consistently. But yeah. Eric, hello. How's it going? I'm off, but I have a Monday deadline. Yeah, no, it's a struggle, Buzz. Space works, but the VIA has been bugging. Yeah, I think it's just the JSON file. Might be one off. Add a rotary encoder to make Mr. Plume cringe. I actually don't have a rotary encoder with me, so no rotary encoder because we don't have one. I actually built a split ortho keyboard for for a client. It was off stream. It's called the Kyria. I built the Kyria. Let me see if I can find some pictures. I took a few pictures, right? And that had two knobs, two rotary encoders, and oh boy, I tried typing on it once and gave up immediately because it was too difficult. So that's the board that I'm talking about. It's called the Kyria. It has two OLED screens, and basically it's this like crazy layout. Like it has thumb keys, right? Like this is like in its relatively unbuilt state. This is like after the diodes and all that stuff. I was just testing the RGB and whatnot. But once it was done, it looks something like this. So like all the switches, and then there's two rotary encoders here, and you can put keycaps on, right? So all 1U keys. It's connected by this TRS cable. But yeah, I tried and I just couldn't get it. So, but I mean, it's cool. It's all right, you know, connected sides and all that. But yeah, it's basically a 40 layout. So like ergo, and it's actually not even staggered, so it was a struggle. Yeah. Pain. Have you seen the keyboard full of knobs? Yeah. The super, the typing video. I did see it. I saw it before. I've linked it to a few friends a few times. It's pretty hilarious, actually. Actually, now that who was the person who mentioned about the switches on the plate? Let's test that first, actually. I'm actually more curious about that now that someone mentioned it earlier. Also, Nacho, thank you so much for the 8 months. Fuck you, Diego. Thogness. Wow. Wow. That's so toxic. Also, I think I'm gonna have to check these. Check some of these switches. These kind of feel tactile. Some of the, I think, not all. Just that one, at least. Maybe this switch film is getting in the way. Okay, let's see. Okay, so far that seems to stay. Timeout notches for 420 seconds. That's 7 minutes, right? That's a lot of time, actually. It's not that the plate is tight, it's that the switches are tight. I kind of think I might have to remove the films here, because otherwise we're gonna have some tactile creamsicles today. Well, not this one. This one definitely is like tactile, essentially. I mean, you can hear it actually. Mark C, hello. Got the switch, got the sticker, by the way. Thanks. No problem, no problem. Yeah, I don't know. I think removing the switch films might be the move on this. Just for consistency's sake. Like, some of these are fine and some of these aren't, and I kind of feel like not leaving one and then doing the other is kind of weird. Yeah, this basically feels tactile to me right now. So I'll consider it as we go, I guess. Think about it. Well, we have a lot of switches here, so let me test. I should test this out. Which one is the most affected? This one. Alright, let's try to remove the switch film here. So the problem with Franken switches, right, is that sometimes when you put these bigger stems in them, they can bind. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine now. That feels totally linear. Yeah, like this one's bad too. So let me try it in the same position and then remove the film. Oops. Good night, I have work tomorrow. Happy New Year to you too. One Drunk Man, thank you so much for stopping by, and happy holidays to you, my friend. It's always been a pleasure to have you here. Also, yeah. Alright, so now this feels pretty linear to me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove the switch films. I think removing the switch films is the move here. I don't think having the switch films on will be a good idea for this board. Or for these switches in particular. Yeah. Yep. So let me actually bring a couple of tubs. So let's do that now, because we might as well. Nice shirt, thanks. Katinas, thank you. Do you recognize it? I bet you don't. Do you even know? Are you even cool, bro? Alright, let's... Some of these switches just straight up feel tactile. I'm gonna leave that aside for now. But yeah, I think not, these films, I think I'm gonna have to remove them. Oh, I think it was a while back, but what are your thoughts on the Kage? It was a pretty nice top mount TKL. If you like F13, I mean, it's maybe your cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, it would simply be a, if you're looking for a top mount F13 board, that's pretty much what the Kage was. Pretty standard in that sense. Some of these stems are just big, I think. I'm also heading to bed. Have a good one, Diego. No problem. Have a good one, Nacho. Take it easy. Hope the build goes smoothly and you enjoy the board. I'm a bit under the weather tonight. Oh, feel better. Feel better soon. A lot of people under the weather lately. Obviously because of what's going around, and mostly just the cold season and, kind of weird Christmas season, essentially. For a lot of people, isolating, a lot of people, who had to have their plans canceled and such. So, yeah, no. Been talking to a lot of people who have kind of been saying the same thing, You ready for the 84, Diego? Morning coffee, sleep me halfway across the world? Just thought I'd swing by and say hello. Oh, where's morning coffee right now? Also, evening coffee, welcome. The 84 is a very nice board. I enjoyed it. When I built it, it was really nice. I mean, I really like the brushed stainless steel. Just overall a very neat looking. In the Faroe Islands. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I have never met anybody in my life who is from there. I guess now I have, at least on the internet. Me and Save will be here to answer any questions if you got them. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think the build. I don't think I'll have issues for the build. It looks pretty standard, at least as far as the assembly is concerned. But maybe I'll have questions. Who knows? I hope fulfillment all went well. This one feels tactile too. Yeah, so Creamsicles, guys. I don't think some of these need films. I genuinely think the housings seem pretty tight, and therefore when you put these larger cream stems in them, they kind of bind a bit when you fully close them. And that's just due to the housing being a little tight. So it's like pressing on the stem basically when it clips onto the bottom housing. And so that's what makes it feel like it's tactile. It did extra sold out in 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. Hermagerd. That's actually kind of crazy. I don't think I can do it first come first serve. I suck at it. I'm an easygoing kind of guy. Just enter a raffle. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. Put this aside for a second. First come, first serve. First come, first serve makes me angry, but I still got a frog that way. Yeah, I mean, well, it has its merits, right? The problem with first come, first serve is it does punish you for, you know, otherwise, like, other than the obvious, it does punish you for being slow. It also punishes you kind of unjustly if you have, like, bad internet connection, or if you have latency issues, like ping and latency issues in general. If you're also, like, in the other side of the world and you have, you know, it's a very inconvenient time, it also punishes you. Overall, I actually think that's why I don't find it fair. It's not just about the race, but it's also about the conditions around the race. So yeah. Do you eat anything special this holiday? Aside from food that I cooked for myself, I just had Popeyes and that was pretty much it. I didn't really eat anything too special. And today I had a chopped cheese, which was great. I hadn't had that in a few weeks. Sometimes you just need something like that. I think the people who like first come first serve are the people who regularly do well in first come first serve. Yeah, of course, that's the case. There's always gonna be bias for that. Just like, you know, just like those same people could argue that the people who like raffles is because they, you know, they simply cannot do first come first serve because of work, because of anything, right? It could put any, like, insert a reason, right? And it's like, oh yeah, but you know, these people are arguing this. But I mean, yeah, I think raffle is just the fairest, like the most fair method, and honestly, like, yeah, I can see the pitfalls of it. Like, people can enter, you know, like more than once, that kind of stuff. If like the way it's managed is not right, or if people try to find workarounds and like try to cheat the system, basically. There are problems like that. Who said Popeyes isn't special? Those dry biscuits are bomb. Hey, look. The biscuits are good with the mashed potatoes, okay? And the strawberry jam. I love the strawberry jam. Season's greetings, Diego. It's been many years since I had Popeyes. I see. This year was a traditional KFC? Oh, Nihon. So, is KFC the go-to? Like, where you are? Like, is that the way to go for you? Canada doesn't have the jam? Ooh, that's kind of sad. But I guess you guys have other things. Every country's fast food place has its own specialty. You know, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not sure. Like, I kind of miss like in Korea, I kind of miss like some of the, or like in Korea or Japan, right? Like convenience stores, not convenience stores. Yeah, convenience stores, like 7-Eleven kind, right? They have like lots of good stuff. And I personally think it's like the best thing ever. And we don't get that, right? So, but it's always like a grass is greener kind of situation. I wish the States had Moz Burger. Oh, Moz Burger is so good. I also miss like the Lotteria, like the Lotte burgers from Korea. Those are really good too. At least they can be very good. I don't think our Popeyes doesn't do anything special. Yeah, I guess Canada is still just like the North American, like one of the many North American branches. That's too bad though. You're making me hungry. I feel like this happens every stream anyway. In Italy, McDonald's. In Italy's McDonald's, you get a free piece of Parmesan if you ask for it, like a free piece of like a wedge of cheese, if you ask. like a wedge of Parmigiano Romano, just like that. They're like, oh yeah, here's a wedge of cheese, of hard Parmesan cheese. I mean, I love good Parmesan cheese. Like, it's delicious. But that's kind of odd. That's kind of funny, to be honest. Alright, let me just check how many switches. Okay, there's still quite a way to go. Quite some way to go. Post the video into Discord? I mean, yeah, okay. I think I've seen a few videos like this, but I don't know about the cheese one. That said, Mason says he's getting hungry, but I'm also getting hungry. I had lunch and then I just had a snack earlier. So I actually might eat a small snack before going to bed later. I kind of tend to eat a lot of snacks towards the latter part of the day instead of a big meal because I don't like being too full in the evenings. So what I'm hearing is mukbang stream when I'm in town. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, maybe. Why not? I'm not sure if I can like stream outside because data and stuff, but yeah, we could do like a. If you're okay with being on stream, we could totally get food and bring it and stream and eat it. When is cooking stream? I'm not gonna do a cooking stream. I'm way too embarrassed and shy to do a cooking stream. Specifically because I don't think I cook well. I simply do not think I am a good cook, like, at all. I cook for myself, like, in a self-sufficient way, but I'm not a good cook. Like, I don't chop well, I don't, like, do good presentation kind of food, and, like, I don't think about these things. I don't think about techniques. I don't think about like how pretty it's gonna look at the end, or whether if I add this spice it's gonna, like, you know, change it up in a certain way. I don't think about that stuff. I just do it because I think it's like, oh, it's probably gonna taste good. All right, just put it in and you know, hope it's good. And if it comes out, you know, delicious, that's it. That's all I ask for. Yeah, if it tastes good, that's all that matters, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, it's self-sufficient for me. What's a good switch puller nowadays? My Rama broke. The Rama one is actually pretty good. The new one is pretty good, actually. These are, so they're different. The old one is aluminum, but the new one is steel, I think. Other than that, though, honestly, I just recommend the regular, like the $5, like the $5 ones from like Amazon. Like, they sell them in sets of 2 sometimes even, or actually you can get if you're in the US you can actually get 1-up keyboards to like, I think they sell them for $5 with shipping included. I think they might still, yeah, but those are pretty good too. Like, I mean, they just work, you know. You don't need anything too special for switch pullers. You just need like the tool that can pinch on the little tabs at the top and the bottom, and like at the front and the back of the switch. That's all you really need. Wondering why films aren't being removed? Yeah, so it's not just even the plate, it's also the switch itself. It's because Creams, like, this is a Franken switch, and sometimes when you do Franken switches, and like one part is bigger than the other, or like the tolerances just vary because they come from different switches. Sometimes they're just not as compatible, and when you apply films, effectively you're making the tolerance situation tighter and like just more stringent on the switch. And so when you sometimes even without pressing it into the plate, it already might feel like tactile because it's basically compressing from the sides as you clip on the top and the bottom pieces together. And then once you put it on the plate, it's even worse because the plate also compresses a bit, you know, if the switch part is like, if the tolerances for the switch are like slightly off or something like that. Or even just because you know, like the nature of that particular switch, the way it was made and the way it was designed. But yeah, I mean, most cases it's better for ideally, like if you're a keyboard designer, let's say, it's better for you to do a plate to a standard. Just adhere to that standard, that works. And then the thing is, like, a lot of switch, it's hard to accommodate every single switch because switches do vary quite a lot. So the best you can do is just kind of like get the bigger majority, and that's good enough. Of course, like things like corner radii on the plates, like cutouts, that's stuff you can adjust. So it depends on what you're making your plates out of. So sometimes that you need to tweak a little bit if it's like a plastic plate. Wuchui ones are the best IMO for the switch pullers. I have not tried a Wuchui puller. They're nice, but I don't like how thin the grip is on them. Oh, okay. Huh. Because there's different concerns for everybody. So the way I just check if I have enough switches, just in general, is this simple. You just put them on the plate. Just make sure it covers all the switch positions. And that should do it. So looks like we need maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5, 6, oopsie, 7, 8. All right, this is a spare just in case. Hey, Sean, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Speaking of tolerances, I was working on some boba LTs tonight. That's a linears one. Notice there are actually lubes in my lube station, whereas all my others were a snug fit. Sucks when you're lubing, they... On the bright side, I guess they'll be good with tight plates. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's the thing. Every batch is different, right? At the end of the day, it is a problem of manufacturing, right? We're talking about fractions of a millimeter, right? So, yeah, it can get messy just because of that. Like, sometimes you just have to get rid of that batch of switches or just not use it for a specific situation. Doing great, man. I was just in Pudsy's stream when he was streaming. I didn't know. He hasn't streamed in a long time, probably. They lift out, I see. Yeah. Did you see the height geek hack thread thing? Yeah, of course I did. Of course I did. It was quite a shit show, to say the least. Many unfortunate things about that thread, I would say. I hear a little bit of a like popping noise, which means it's probably overlubed on that one. Yeah, so that that height IC was interesting. I mean, I have my concerns, like primarily like being like, obviously the first typo that happened, or not typo but just like straight up mistake, which was to like say like developed by insert content creators or influencers, I would really call them at this point, because they are very influential in the community. Yeah, it just gives the wrong impression. It was also incorrect. It was technically not true. They barely gave input in that sense. And of course, to tag their names is disingenuous at best, right? So that was really unfortunate. Of course, just the audience to which they're trying to cater this is different from, or like their intention is very different from what the product is really going to be. So that was another thing about it that I personally was like, okay. What else? There were a bunch of things, right? There was the price. The price was really high, $500 to $700 US, I think it was. The design itself, right? Pretty polarizing. A lot of features that kind of made you kind of head tilt. Like, huh? It's like, why is that even done? Is it for the sake of adding cost almost? Pretty weird, right? So that was another thing that I was like, okay, all right. Like, it's kind of, it's like, all right. It's like, why? But why though? It's like, why do you do that? Right? Marketing mumbo jumbo, right? And obviously, like, the kind of like happy-go-lucky, like kind of like very friendly kind of attitude that they don't really seem to square with the fact that obviously this comes from a company that's relatively large, even if it's a sister company of something larger, and even if there's two separate companies, right? Like, it's people will read things by association. First of all, that's a flaw people have. People will associate things, and it might bias people's opinions, right? And the way that you read things and the way you read into it, right? So yeah, I think all in all, it could have been transparent, more transparent. It could have been yeah, there's a lot of things that could be different. Like, it really, to me, it kind of felt like a bit of a gimmick, to be honest. I kind of feel I just felt like the execution was just really lackluster, and honestly really gives a really poor impression, right? Especially when it comes from someone who's supposedly a product lead, who supposedly has experience, you know, in, you know, maybe not keyboards, but if you're a professional, I don't know, you know, you can do better, right? Especially if you're trying to cater, you know, or at least address a specialized market, an enthusiast market in this case. And if it's not, then, you know, kind of bring up the point that it's for somebody else. That would have probably made it easier, because it would have been like, oh, well, actually, this keyboard is oriented for certain people, and if you're not interested, that's okay, right? People would have been like, okay, well, all right, that's not for me, cool, you know, continue and, you know, move along. But that's not quite what happened, so that's why it devolved. The thread devolved extremely quickly. Of course, I do also think that people were kind of toxic, actually pretty toxic in some regards for some people. Not in the sense that it was like just straight up being vitriolic, like you know, like just malevolent, but I would say that some people just kind of could have chosen their words a little better. Yeah. And some people had very good reason to say certain things, so I thought that was pretty justified. And there are some really funny things too, like the, oh yes, this keyboard, like the way I use my keyboards all the time, like holding it by the top. That kind of stuff was really, that's pretty hilarious. Oh, and like the connecting you deeply to your to your computer, that kind of stuff was really funny. The language was really fun. But that said, guys, you can't be oblivious to the fact that a lot of ICs actually use a lot of fluff, a lot of BS kind of marketing language that you should, at this point, be very accustomed to. Right? It exists, it's there, it's there all the time. I see it all the time. I pretty much skip through it. Right? So that's not a surprise, actually. That's not new at all. But yeah, but when it comes from certain people, people will react. So it also depends on who's talking. Yeah. I learned from that topic that some people really don't like apiary. I mean, everyone has their friends and enemies, I think. I'm sure that I probably have people that don't like me a lot, like very much not like me. I'm pretty sure that there's people out there who 100%, you know, might just really dislike me for whatever reason. Maybe they're thinking that, oh, you know, he was like a douchebag one time and I just hate him now. That's fine. It's the same, people say that about certain designers, keyboard designers, keyset designers, whatever it is. Quarkworks, hello, welcome. Party of 14, welcome. But yeah, everyone has friends and enemies, you know? That's normal. That's life. That's the world. There are 7.5 billion people in the world. What's gonna hurt you if 12 people or 30 people or 300 people hate you? No big deal. Just let it slide, you know? There's a wider world out there. You don't need to concern yourself over just a few people, you know? It's just the way it goes. There's always gonna be people who are very, very much, you know, against whatever you do. Regardless of however it's intended. Fijesu, ¿cómo estás? Thank you so much for the Prime sub. 3 months, my friend. Oh, you can get a sticker, my friend, if you want. Compadre. Saludos, saludos, Captain Mike. Hola, hola. For sure, some people were being real assholes, though. Gotta suck reading that. Oh, always hurts to read that stuff. No matter how much you think you're jaded or immune to harsh words from people, it always hurts. That's the reality. People need to kind of put themselves in the shoes of others when that happens. It's like, yeah, like, it sucks. It sucks to read that stuff. It's gonna hurt. Like, it just sucks reading it, you know? I think if people were capable of kind of doing that a little more in general, I'm just talking about just in general, like if you could actually put yourself in the shoes of others a little more, there should be no issues. Like, I mean, like people would be a lot more compassionate and like would choose their words a little better, even if it's a criticism. There's ways to criticize people, and there's ways to not do that. Dio, could you give me a quick, like, 3-sentence rundown on desoldering? Sure. Okay. Quick rundown on desoldering. So desoldering, you can desolder in many ways. Number one way of desoldering is, let me it's my soldering iron. Soldering iron. Hand pump. That's one. Oh, you bought the engineer pump. Okay, so I have the engineer pump here too, right? Very simple, right? So the way this works is, let's assume this is hot. This is a hot soldering iron. Let's assume there's a joint here. All you do is, okay, let's just assume it's this joint, right? So let's assume there's 2 little things sticking out. So you just, you heat, let's assume this is like what, 350 degrees Celsius. You can do it lower if you want the thing to melt a little more slowly. Obviously you first prepare your pump. Make sure it's empty at the tip, right? Make sure that your pump tip is empty and like, nicely, it's clean. And then, so what you're going to do is you're going to heat up your pad and the pin, so it's gonna melt, right? It's gonna melt very quickly. And then once you see that it's completely melted around, like it's a matter of like a second or two, right? Not even. It just melts, and then you basically put your, so these silicone tips are decently heat resistant. They're not completely immune to it, but they're decently heat resistant. So you can actually put your tip as close as possible to basically create a seal around the joint, around the joint here. Sorry about the focus here. And then you basically trigger it. As soon as you see that there's a seal, you push. And then when you push, right, it's gonna trigger the pump, and it's gonna pull the solder that's been melting outside of the joint. The goal is that you should get that in one go. If you don't get all the solder in one go, so in other words, if you do it for both joints and you cannot pull the switch, try resoldering the switch and then do it again. Do it again after it cools off too. If you try doing it again right away because you just heated it up, you can damage the pads because you're basically heat shocking things. So you definitely want to, so let's say you are desoldering this whole row. Let's say you failed this one and this one and this one, just keep going. And then, because it's going to cool off, right? So, and then come back to it. You can, or actually resolder maybe that pin that you failed on. And then while you're doing the other stuff, that pin is going to cool off again. And then once it's cooled off, you can come back to it and retry. That's probably the easiest way for you to not damage your PCB. And yeah, so that's a good tip too. Uncool dude is recommending, which is to, some people will use some grease to essentially lubricate some of the inside portions, because sometimes they are like, sometimes the suction is just not as good. So that is like, basically you can maintain your solder pump for it to be like, working pretty well. It's like the stabilizer broke. Okay. But you get the idea now, I think. Alright, it's been an hour and I haven't done anything, so let's get to it. Let's get right to it. My high school Spanish is failing me. At least just from the words, even if it's like not properly constructed or conjugated and stuff, it's still understandable. It's like body language level. Cause you're basically like, I am a little sleepiness, but reading an interesting book. Straight up AP Spanish, was in that class for a week, I couldn't stand it and dipped. I see. Language in general though, the best way to learn and to actually learn and to use it and to, you know, kind of thrive in it is to immerse yourself fully. That's the only real way. You just gotta practice it all the time or have people with whom you can use it frequently to justify learning it. Cause I'll tell you what, I supposedly know Italian, okay? I actually took Italian to the point where I actually could probably understand like college level books or something. Problem is, other than Italian people, no one speaks Italian. Nobody, okay? Or at least, you know, not on a regular basis. So I lost practice very quickly. And now I pretty much don't know much. I can watch a movie with or without subtitles and pretty much understand the movie. I can listen to songs and understand them. But I can't speak it anymore, you know? I can't write things anymore. I'll like mess up the conjugation and the tenses and like, you know, all the semantics and syntax just like it's gonna go out the window at this point. I haven't practiced. But yeah, I feel like it's not quite worth learning something like a language, especially if you can't practice it right away as you're doing it, so that it really ingrains in your mind. So, struggle bus. Also, if there is a question that I missed by any chance, you need to tag me or say my name or something like that in chat, because otherwise I won't see it in general. The Wise Man's Fear. I have not read that before. If my Spanish gets any better, it's because y'all are dragging out of me. Well, I guess we better do that then. You're the one ordering tacos and eating them all the time. So maybe you should force yourself to speak in Spanish all the time with the taqueria people. Is this like a fantasy book? This is a novel? Échame 2 de pastor y 3 campechanos. Uff. Qué delicia. Qué rico. Pero la verdad es que se me antojan unos de tripita. Bien dorados. Unos tacos de tripa bien dorados. 2 al pastor. A lo mejor unos 2 de lengua. Uy. Salsa verde. Con cebolla y cilantro, claro. Oof. But yeah, my favorite. Pero aquí en los Estados Unidos casi no sirven de tripa porque me imagino que los del Departamento de la Salud, yo creo que los como que no les agrada porque los tienen que como calificar. Y me imagino que piensan que es como, no sé, asqueroso quizá. You know, when you solder, there's like some flux that kind of comes off. What about it? Do you just leave it or clean it off? It depends on the amount of it. I mean, obviously it's nice to clean it off. You can clean it off with isopropyl alcohol, like a lot of it, and like a toothbrush or something. You can. Sometimes if you don't use enough of it, it'll just kind of like leave residue all over the PCB. Although it's not bad for the PCB or anything like that, but it just kind of like feels sticky and looks sticky. I leave it in my case because my specific spool of solder does not actually leave much. Like, it doesn't splatter much because it's the no clean Kester spool of solder, which is a very nice kind of solder that basically doesn't like it has like flux, but it doesn't like has a rosin core, which is basically flux with it, but it doesn't really splatter much when you solder with it. So it's basically easier. So I don't have to do much. I don't do cleanup because I don't have to. But for the cases where people are using a lot of flux and stuff, it is recommended to clean it up. Like, technically, it is good practice to clean up. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Está estúpido as fuck. Gotta say that more often. Está estúpido as fuck. Wait, estás bien estúpido as fuck. Just like that. These two gentlemen are deeply engaged in book club, which is always fun, actually. Happy New Year's, Lightning. It's been I'm assuming that means a blast watching you for another year. It's been a blast indeed. Take it easy, Gam. I'll see you on the other side. Can't believe it's already the 29th, though. The time flies. Y'all, I have a genuine question. So lately, these past few days I've been kind of in a funk with respect to my work. How do you guys reset? What do you guys do to reset from that? Like, when you guys are like, days pass and you're not doing much. Because that's been me the past few days. How do you reset? What do you do to reset? Nap? Well, sleeping, yeah. What if your sleep sucks? Get in a car, head to the beach? Okay, well, I can't do that. I don't have a car, and the beach is not that close. I can go to the riverside. Yes, I can go and check out the river a bit. It's kind of windy and cold, but it's doable. I've done it actually. I've like walked around and gotten close to the riverside area. There's a park actually. It's very, very pretty. Boxing, punch someone legally in the face. That's fair. Mental reset, reevaluate goals. I mean, I do that every day. Set timelines, write it down. Yeah, I do that too. I have like, I set like small goals for the day or like for the hour. The kind of like Pomodoro method, kind of, you know. Try to do that, but yeah, it's still a struggle. You go to a cabin with quiet and just do nothing. That sounds like the way to go, to be honest. I should do that by myself. Or with some friends. Well, you know, you see, so my holiday party obviously got cancelled. Which I was actually very, very much expectant. Like, I was expecting to go and have fun and take it easy for a bit, right? But that got cancelled, so that didn't happen at all. So obviously things kind of turned away I didn't want it to. But that said, I'm just kind of curious how you guys cope with it on your own. In general. A few ways depending on what I'm burnt out on. Sometimes reading all day works. Watching anime, going for a drive without a destination in mind. Going to a cafe to get a drink and people watching. I do that actually sometimes. Or I'll go to a bar and grab a beer or something. Or a cocktail or something like that. I'll do that every so often actually. Getting food with friends where real world concerns, responsibilities melt away. I need to do that more. I kind of suck at reaching out to people though. But that's something I need to do more of. Also, well, I mean, I'm just kind of concerned because of COVID, but yeah, these days at least. But on a more normal kind of occasion, yeah, I do reach out and say like, hey, let's grab some food. Or like drinks or whatever it is, right? So make a small list of things to get done that aren't too stressful or heavy. Make sure to include small tasks that help you de-stress. Well, hey, look. For me, this is kind of a small task for me to de-stress, actually. So that's why I'm streaming today. Today was not a day I was going to stream. As in, like, I technically shouldn't really be streaming as far as what I have to do is concerned. But it is my current way of coping. So that's why I'm doing it. Bro, that lightning logo badge on your artisan box? Yeah, it's nice, huh? It's sweet. Bless Yeffy, who kindly did that. And then, of course, I sucked at figuring out how to take off the badge. Anyway, mental reset. Trip to another country I don't know. See how people live there and always makes me reevaluate how I live and what I can change with pandemic right now. Well, if going to another country would be easy, even without the pandemic, it's something that I can't quite do very easily. I would definitely do it more often because I love traveling, even if it's on my own. Yo, is that badge removable? No, it's not. Not anymore. It's already perfect. It's perfectly in place. Place once, forever there. Look down at your desk and say out loud, what have I become? That's all the time. That's like a state of mind. 16 hours flight is way too tough for me. Well, yeah, I mean, going to like Asia, that's a whole... Like crossing the ocean like that is a whole different kind of beast for travel. But even if it were nearby relatively, right? I definitely don't jump on that kind of stuff as easily. Like, I'm not just like, oh, F it, I'm just gonna book a ticket and go somewhere. I mean, actually, I've kind of mentioned it a few times to friends and other people. One of my biggest regrets in life is that I started working as soon as I was done with school. Well, back when I worked, I didn't really take a break to travel, so that's probably one of my biggest regrets in life. And like now, it's like I'm like my 20s are ending and I haven't traveled anywhere. Like really, I traveled like during the time I was in college. I actually traveled a few times on my own, like abroad and whatnot. But I mean, not as big as I would like to. But yeah, that's probably one of my bigger regrets. It's like I haven't traveled enough yet. I plan to anyway. I mean, I don't think it's impossible or anything. I eventually will. So I'm cleaning the flux. Okay. 91% alcohol in a toothbrush. You ever been to Kyoto? I've never been to Japan other than like a teeny bit of Tokyo. So no, I've not been to Kyoto. I would love to visit Japan, and I would love to actually travel more in the countryside as well, and in other smaller places that I wanted to go because I'm curious about certain things. But I mean, yeah, of course I would like to go to like Kyoto, Osaka, and like etc. Of course, I would love to go to all the historical and cultural centers. It's a must go. Oh, I mean, don't worry. If I were to travel to Japan, there are so many things I want to do. So many things. Well, actually, I just kind of want to go there and just spend time. Just be there. Be present. That's what I want to do if I were to go. Don't need to have a very complex itinerary. That's not my kind of travel, actually. I like to have general goals for travel. Like my bigger trip that I did last was when I went to Malaysia for 3 weeks on my own, backpacking around the entire country. And I just kind of was like, okay, I know these places are okay. I don't have to go to all of them. I'm not committed to go to all of them. I'll figure it out on the way, book a hostel, whatever, And yeah, I just traveled around the country. Met people along the way, like people who were traveling or people who had been there for a while. Some friends who were people who grew up there, like some people who grew up like in KL or in Penang, right? Yeah, and that was very fun. It was nice to not be so booked with an agenda. It's probably my favorite thing about it. It's like I have a general timeline that I want to go to a certain place, and certain places just need to be booked for. But that aside, I wouldn't be fussed if I missed something like whatever it might be, a tour or some landmark that I can probably look up on Google Maps for a bit and be like, and then I go and snap a picture and that's about it. Like, okay, that's fine missing out, but it's just the experience of being in a place that I will like doing. But that's what I would do if I went to Japan. It's like I would have a general idea of where I want to just kind of see, but then I would just kind of hang out. Just kind of spend a normal day in those places. Just sit down, get some coffee, Get some coffee, sit down, chill, enjoy the weather, watch some people, look at tourists do silly and dumb things sometimes. Look at locals do some weird things sometimes. Kyoto is so nice. Eat it all. Ooh. I mean, of course, if there is food, I would be spending quite a lot of time doing that too. My only recommendation for a Japan trip is buying the JR pass. What's the JR? Oh, Japan Rail. Okay, that makes sense now. Of course, I would do that. Yes. Of course. So actually, my trip to Korea was like that. I bought a 10-day unlimited railroad ticket in Korea. It was not like the bullet train, like the Shinkansen kind, right? KTX is called in Korea. I did not purchase like the fast train, but I purchased a regular railroad, unlimited ticket for 10 days. And I traveled around the country with my cousins. We stayed at like Jimjilbang, like the spas. Like the spas, we would stay at some of those. And you know, you just like spend overnight and you can get boiled eggs and just chill out. Get a massage maybe. Go out and drink and eat delicious food. That was nice. But that's the kind of travel I like though, in general. Type A traveling is not for me. I can thrive in type A-ness of things, like very planned itinerary and like all like scheduled, and I'm actually not bad at following that kind of stuff. But I don't have to. It's nice when someone else plans it for me and I just have to follow along. That's actually great because I can do that very easily. Following along is very, very easy for me. I'm not annoying either. I don't think, at least. Well, at least maybe not if it's like, you know, just two people is fine. Pretty accommodating. Try and stay at a ryokan, baller and serene. That sounds lovely, actually. That sounds really nice. Really want to visit Spain one day? Oh yeah, me too. I want to visit Spain for sure. Although I just want to go to eat a lot. To be honest, I want to eat in Spain. Or I guess I do want to see some art and some other stuff that I do have like in mind from Spain, like about Spain and things to see in Spain, and kind of explore the more non-city part of Spain too, right? Like non-big town city thing. That's kind of nice too. I mean, there's that big walk thing, right? I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't think I would do that whole thing. But definitely take my time and spend some time there. I've been brushing, it's just not coming off. Whatever. Okay, well, I guess that's that then. Just leave it then. If I can be fluent in Spanish, I mean, well, baby rage. You want to just fly me over? I can be your interpreter. I just need the cost covered. Because I can't afford it. Or at least I have to like sell stuff and make arrangements for it. There's just a lot to arrange actually for that. Not to mention, I think I actually just need to check if I can actually travel. So, but I'm actually a pretty decent traveling partner, I would say. Very chill. 2022 is pronounced as 2022. Nice. Peaches, thank you so much for the 19 months of subbing to this channel. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. It is indeed almost 2022. Quite ironic and very sad statement. Can I get whatever Peaches is drinking? Hey, Peaches has been posting in the Discord server some nice pictures of food and whatever the heck, all that good stuff is barbecues and Barbies, as apparently they call it. Barbies. Yeah. And he fosters a veil. Butter shrimp on the Barbie. Very yummy. Let's see. Do I think this is gonna be an issue? Probably not. Also, FC, hello. How are you, my friend? How's your end of the year been so far? Been enjoying the summer a bit? Been having barbecues? Enjoying some of the sun outside right now? Down in the upside down? Must be hot. Had a barbie with peaches yesterday, nice. Did Ken tag along? Just kidding. Very nice. I actually saw some of the pictures. It looked scrumptious and delicious. I would love to have a barbecue every day. I wouldn't mind eating meat like that every day. TBH. Already too many sausages. Ken wasn't invited. That's kinda... I see. Was it a keyboard meetup? Was it a keyboard related meetup? I assume. FC made some good vegan brownies. Oh, FC, you're vegan? Or do you just make vegan brownies? I mean, vegan brownies are fine. Honestly, I eat vegan desserts more often than people think. I mean, I used to be vegan myself, so you know. Alright, where's my plate support fork? Oops, sorry about that. I bought one of these from the whatever Canadian vendor that is. They do this thing. Look at this 3D printed tool to hold the plate. Pretty neat. Let's test it out. Oh, it kind of works actually. Kind of does help. Nice. This is kind of neat actually. It was a literal sausage feast. Very nice. Very nice. Someone was supposed to come that was vegan, then she got sick, but I made it anyway. Oh, that's nice of you though. I mean, well, if it was in the plans anyway, anyhow. I guess might as well. Also, yeah, I think this plate I'm gonna have to work it out in a different way. I just need to do the middle to start from the middle, go to the outside method of doing the plate. So the plates, so the switches do stay. I just need to not push it. So, oh god, I just need to not push it from the sides. Are there Hex 4B extras asking for a friend? Huh? I don't know. I actually don't even know what the Hex 4B looks like. I forgot already. There's so many keyboards now. There are so many keyboards now. Yo, Mr. Halloween, how are you? Oh goodness, I'm like popping these switches out with my fingers by accident. Happy almost New Year. Indeed. Dinner time. Sounds good. Have a good dinner. Bon appetit. What's up, Halloween? How you doing, buddy? What's cooking? Gosh. Hello, Mr. Space. How are you? Has the end of the year been busy for you? Are you taking a break at all from being self-employed and busy as you usually are? Trying to prep some Milmax stuff for a client. The sockets are so tight that they work even without even soldering? No, nice. I guess that kind of saves you some time, maybe? But I guess you probably should solder just in case, right? So, nope, moving at the moment. Oh, okay. That's a that will keep you busy for sure. Moving? Are you moving like warehouse, or are you moving like living accommodation, like living, like your home moving. I mean, I did see some of the stories. You're like installing speakers and stuff, like ceiling speakers, PA system. Now you can be like Dennis or whoever. It's like, please come to the office. Please come see me right now. You're in trouble. Big, big trouble. Mr. Alex. Hello, I am only who I am. Hello, Mr. Alex. Wow, thank you so much for the raid. 316 people. Holy guacamole. Hello. It is indeed a very fat raid tonight. How's your stream, buddy? Mr. Kona. Kona from Konako. The country's best cable maker. According to our patriotism. Chinny Browns, hello, welcome, welcome. Richie, ECG, welcome. Kristen Cross, hello. Lil Bonaparte, hello. Cannot wait for you to fix my wife PCB. No problem. Let me know if you send it. Oh, also make sure to give me tracking. End of the year shipments are they're tough because they can go missing, and you know the drill, right? Like, you know, it's just end of the year stuff is just always tricky. So make sure you send me tracking if you have it. How you react to this raid is actually the deciding factor. Oh my god. Soup is Tasty is here. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, my friends? I hope you all had a great stream with Alex. I'm here struggling with a palm plate tonight. We not only struggled with the palm plate a little bit earlier. Oh my goodness. You can see how these switches are just popping right off. But it's actually not that bad of a thing here because I can just press them in now. Okay, that's good. Actually, this is not bad. Whoop, okay, that's fine. That's fine. POM stands for pop off my switches. That's right. MySwitchSpace.com, my favorite social media site. Is this Creamsicles, Texie, or Franken? I guess it's Frankenswitch, yeah? Frankenswitch Creamsicles. The kind where you have to do an actual stem swap with Tangerine housing. That's the kind of Creamsicles we have tonight. Are these Epsilon? No, these are Creamsicle switches. Creamsicle switches. You should get a forking. I do. The reason I'm currently not using it, I'm just trying to make sure that the 5-pin, I mean, like the plastic pegs are going in first, so I can just secure some of it, and then I'll use the fork bit to make sure that all of them are evenly placed. But some of these pegs need to go in first because that's what's causing the popping anyway. Like even if I use a fork, it's just gonna pop off, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, wow, Little Bonaparte, thank you so much for gifting a sub to The Cancerous. I was AFK. Is it played too loose? It's definitely on the looser side, but it's more so that it's just very slippery, kind of, you know, if that makes sense. It is just slippery too. Like the switches doesn't help. The housings are like this too. But I mean, it is fitting in now. It is fitting into the PCB and stuff right now. It's just a matter of being consistent here. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it done. No problemo. Texie Creamsicles are tactile? No, these are linears, yeah. These are linears. These are the Frankenswitch Creamsicles. And they're linear switches. just trying to make sure these actually clip into the plate. Alright, I think we got it now. I think we got the plate in now properly, which means I can just now put all the other switches in and actually test the stabs as well. But before I do that, I do want to make sure all the switches are in properly, so I don't have to accidentally push on one end of the plate and have them all pop off. So let's put the switches in first, at least all the ones close to the stabs. Okay, there we go. Anyway, those people coming in from Mr. Alex's stream, what did Alex do today? I saw that he was building something. I mean, he's always building something. He's a very busy man. He's building something like every day. What was Alex building today? And how was it? Was it fun? No clue why this side is kind of weak. This switch. Oh, there we go. Okay. He built copyright infringement. I see. Very enjoyable. Nice. Mix65. It's a fun board, that's for sure. With the golden arches. Did he use the backlit badge? Because the PCB with the called the McBitch. Pretty funny name. Mr. Heine's excellent sense of humor. Oopsie, I accidentally squished the pin here. Oh boy. He started with a Gentleman 65, but there was a screw mix-up, so he couldn't finish it. Oh. A screw-up, if you will. Nice. Nice one. A screw-up. I get it. Ah, that's a bummer, though. I mean, hopefully it's a prototype, I assume, so hopefully it'll just get resolved once he gets the right screws in. Mechanics obliterated 75 was missing screws. For the case or for the plate? I guess you can live off with without some of the plate. I mean, actually, you can live off without some of the screws, actually, but they're not. Unfortunately, hopefully they can just send you some replacements and problem solved, right? As long as you can like close the case and actually mount the plate up. But if it was completely missing, that's kind of sad. That's kind of a bummer. Considering Black Simon's main critique of the frog... Wait, no. Black Simon's main critique of the frog was sound, and Nathan's build ended up sounding great. I'm hoping I can get good sound. I think it just depends on the switches and the plate and what keycaps... Like, it depends on so many factors, right? I think it's like, how do you actually define lackluster sound and make it a global feature? As in, like, you think it is a globally... like an actual global problem all over the board. That would basically mean that you put in any kind of switch and it just sounds bad, right? I don't think that is the case for most keyboards anyway. Like, I think most keyboards you just need to find the right combo for it. Like, yeah, sometimes like certain switches just don't play along really nicely. There are 0 plate screws. Oh, I see. That's a bummer, actually. They just straight up missed the bag of screws. I believe I do regular caps lock today. And a regular backspace. I have such a hard time explaining it to keyboard people. Explaining what? Just, oh. I have such a hard time explaining what influences the sound and feel of a keyboard to non-keyboard people because there are so many factors. That's when you just say, everything influences the sound and the feel, and the best you can do is try many things so that you can, you know, you can experiment. I mean, it's fine to get it wrong. It can be costly mistakes sometimes, but at least for plates and switches, it's, I mean, well, hopefully you can afford to get something different. But I mean, yeah. Screw in? Wait, what screw in? I'm discovering so much affects sound. Even sitting in a different position when typing can make hollowness appear and vanish. Yeah. Even if the board sits at a certain position on your desk, that can affect it. You can have, like, I mean, obviously, like the position of your mic if you're recording something. Like, yeah, everything affects sound. Like things in your room, whether your room is full of stuff, empty, you know, like if you have like panels or something, like some people treat their rooms, some people don't, some people just have like a lot of, I don't know, like clothes and stuff out, and like sometimes that can dampen some of it, and you know, what you hang on your walls. Everything. Do you use the F18X? Don't see it much often in your desk. I use it, but because I do rotate my keyboards also during the days I'm not streaming, right? You're probably just missing the rotations during those times. My brother actually wanted to get me a keyboard for Christmas, but it couldn't reach in time, so he didn't. Really appreciate the thought though. Oh, that's really nice of him. That's such a kind gesture. I feel like when people think of you as to like what you might like, at least they like try and stuff. That's so nice. That's so wholesome. Do you prefer Palm, FR4, or Polycarb for full plates? They're all good. To be frank with you, I don't have issues with any of them. Like, I don't particularly don't like one over the other. As for, I pretty much just choose, I'll be honest guys, like I do have a lot of keyboards, right? And I pretty much just choose based on what I don't have much of, so that I can just try something new. I pretty much, that's just kind of like how I do pick a lot of things that I have for keyboards, like colors, you know, same thing. I'm like, oh well, I don't have much of this color, so I'm just gonna go with that, and I know that I can use this key set, so it's fine. So yeah, sometimes I just have like Polycarb. I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to try Palm, so I just go for it. But in terms of like Polycarb and Palm, for example, they're very similar materials because they're both made out of plastic. Whereas FR4, it is like fiberglass, it is different, right? So pros and cons, I guess. But I don't really weigh them that carefully as people might think. Like people think like, oh my god, it's like down to a T, like down to some science. No, it's not. Did Teha build a frog? Yeah, he has. He surely has. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I saw it at some point. Alright, there it is, my friends. Let's try to I had to put all the switches in, unfortunately, just because I was scared that it would fall off. So let's test this out. The Cancerous 86, thank you so much for gifting a tier sub to the community. Thank you. Alright, chime off the bed. Sounds good. Little Bonaparte. Take it easy. Have a good one. Have a good night. And happy holidays to you if I haven't said that to you. Can you give me recommendation of a switch? I want to use tactile. I used Gateron Yellow before. So actually, why not? I will recommend you a switch that you might actually not even have to modify much or at all. So this keyboard right here, over here, has Gateron Cap V2 brown switches. They come lubed with factory lube, and they're pretty decently lubed for that matter. And that's how they sound. Right. It's a pretty nice switch. It's a light tactile, so it won't be very tactile. So if you ever tried any of the very tactile switches, it's quite not that at all. Like, it's the opposite of that. But it is a tactile switch. But nicely lubed, light tactile can be very nice, and it's very underrated because people have stigma against like Cherry MX Browns, and they're actually a wonderful switch. I am actually a very, very big fan of Cherry MX Browns. So they are light tactility. You can always change the spring if you want it, but in the case of the Cap V2s, the Browns, I think they're a nice weight. So I personally just left them as is, and these are stock. These are actually just stock straight up. But yes, I love Cherry MX Browns personally, so you know. I think a lot of people are sometimes biased against them because of preconceived notion that they're bad, right? Like, because yeah, like stock ones can be bad, but a lot of stock switches can be bad, you know? But if you like lube them or mod them properly, like they're actually pretty nice. Pewters are excellent switches too. Yeah, light tactiles as well, and smooth because they're developed by JWK, I believe, and so yeah, they're very nice. Love me some pewters, yeah. Pewters are very nice. Like, if you think MX Browns are too scratchy or something for you, pewters are pretty much the next best option because they do come pretty smooth, even stock. But yeah, if you mod them, they're wonderful switches in my opinion. And then, of course, you can have slightly heavier tactiles like MX Clears. Not in terms of just the weight of the spring, but also the tactility. It's a heavier tactile in that regard. There's like mod M switches as well. I believe Mr. Teha himself, Mr. Nathan Kim, also calls them God M's for fun, and we do agree that they're very nice switches as well. Mod M's or God M's. I think they're a very nice medium tactile switch. That can also be very nice if you mod them. So, no pun intended, of course. But yeah, there's like some recommendations of medium tactiles. Of course, there's always like better, more tactile stuff out there. There's actually quite a lot of that nowadays. It's pretty much the more ubiquitous thing, I think. It's the more popular thing, right? Like, you know, like Zeal V2s or T1 switches are also like that. Like very, very tactile. Salmons, Holy Pandas, of course. Like Bobas, you know, they are much more heavily tactile. So, but yeah, so I guess it all depends on what you like more. But those are some options you have. Moyu Blacks, yeah, those are pretty heavy too, if I recall. All right, looks like PCB and switches look actually pretty good, nice and pushed all the way from what I can see here. Maybe the plate just needs slight adjustment, but it's very minor. They're all like flush onto the PCB, which is really what matters here. So we can probably start soldering. Being careful that we don't pop out any switches because of the plastic plate. Alrighty, let's get soldering, shall we? Let's have a drink here. SP Stars. SP Star DMGs are a great switch for getting into a more tactile spectrum of switches. Interesting. I have Not tried DMGs actually. Oh, DMG, not as in GMK. Oh, Dark Magic Girl. Oh, those are SP stars as well. That's right. That is right. Those are good too. Yeah, I've tried those a good number of times now. There's a particular client that really liked those, and so we use those a good number of times, and those were pretty nice. Eugene Go. What do you use for stab lube? Wire bends, housing for any mods. I only use 205 grade 0 and a brush. That's all I use for all the keyboards I've built in the past year, mostly, pretty much. And well, even beyond that, like past 3 years or whatever. Whenever 205 came out, that's when I started using 205, and that's pretty much what I've been using almost exclusively. There was a phase I tried out using XHT BDZ for a bit. Didn't really like it that much. Went back to 205, and so I've been using 205 only for quite some time now. Alrighty. Hold up. But yeah, alrighty, it is time to solder some switches. We have a lot of raids today. Oh my gosh. Mr. Pudsey. Mr. Pudsey. The Geekhack shitposter, elder, whatever, young man, old man, weird man, annoying man himself. Storyteller man. Elated elder. Okay. Thank you for the correction. My first stream in the year? Dude, crazy. Welcome back, I guess. Hope you had a good stream, though. I heard that you were probably I know what you were probably talking about. There's only, like, a few things you would be talking about. And it's probably some funny Geekhack threads that have been popping up left and right every so often. Anyway, thanks for the sub, buddy. And Ankit TTV, hello. What's up? The resurrected streamer. I see some of you regard Mr. Pudsey as highly as an individual, but having known Pudsey over the years, I can shit on him all I want. And I have. And I probably will. Hydra 10 out of 10. It's true, I have no regard for Pudsey. Worry not. It is all merely a number called the post count, and it doesn't really do much. Oh shoot, I accidentally soldered this without having to. That's fine. I can still remove the switch and push in the pin. So let's do that now. But that's why we're friends? I guess so. I can definitely say you can be a dumbass. Fairly often. You used to be more of one before. You've gotten better. Probably a product of just getting older, is what I tell people. You've just gotten older, which is good. But sometimes you make unfounded claims that I can correct you on, and therefore can dunk on you and enjoy the pleasure of doing so. Which isn't often, but I can do it every so often. Just a man-child now? Okay, I should probably just desolder this thing. Or take off the... Just... Oh no, this plate. Oh, this plate. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. This plate is sinking again. Come on, come back up now. Ah! Okay. I think there's a little hole in there. It's actually kind of useful. Twitch threads suck? Oh, Twitch threads are absolutely terrible. Oh, I need to allow this message. I think a lot of people don't know I used to be a real moron. Oh yeah, people need to know that I used to be a real moron. You absolutely were, and people should know. But it's okay. I think you've gotten better over the years. But yes, you absolutely were a complete moron every so often, and more frequently than I would like to see, and then that people could actually have the patience for. But you know, you feel it just kind of goes that way, you know. Let's hope this plate fork thing actually helps me here. Let's see. But this is kind of a tough job for plate fork support fork. I think. Oh, okay, there. Plate support, Mister. Go in, come on. Ah. Putsy's an adult with a job now. Yeah, imagine having a job. Wow. Like, real world things? Holy crap, dude. Are you kidding me? Alright, there. Woo, yay, okay. That's a lot better. Alright, now I just need to make sure this part here is clipped properly. Palm plates are a struggle. And a pain in the butt sometimes. Palm pain. Pain in the bum. It's rained 3 days this week? What? I have never seen rain. Just kidding. I've not seen rain recently here, at least. It's been kind of weird weather. Apparently it snowed at some point, and I didn't even know. You ever use a ultra high molecular weight polyethylene plate? Yes, I have. A couple of times, not too many times though. I love it when it rains here. I do like rain though. I actually don't mind rain at all. Okay, I should just keep this plate support thing on because I'm gonna need it anyway. So this doesn't fall off. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. I don't have any wick here, but I think I can just probably use the pump and get it out of the way. Just need this hole to just get uncovered here. There we go. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Well, I gotta head to bed. Have a nice night, Puzzy. And Lightning sounds good. Future bound, take it easy. Talk show hosts talk about rain in California. Just give me an SS plate for linears. What are you from, like 2014? SS plate for linears? That's like a 2014, 2015 concept now. Okay, fine. No, actually, no. 2016 and 2017 still had a lot of stainless steel and linears. It was maybe like after, and then stainless steel plates shifted to brass plates for a long time. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, brass plates the best." And then we have come back in a circle, and now it's all about polycarb and POM and aluminum for the basic kits in general, and then like, you know, there's other options like FR4 and yada yada. All right, so yeah, there are definitely a lot more options in the market now, which is a good thing. It's a 2020 duck kind of thing? Not even. It's even older than that, I would say. At least the idea of getting a stainless steel plate, like, by choice, I would say it's... There's a phase of brass. I think 2017 was when people really shifted over to brass for plates. Surprised carbon fiber isn't a thing? Oh, it's been a thing. Carbon fiber has been a thing since like what? The Weave-In and some of the other boards. What's that board? Budsy, the 40%. Not the 40%. No, yeah, 40%, right? There's a 40% carbon fiber one, right? Is this which I'm trying to get rid of? Okay, yeah. Why is this so tightly? Ah, there we go. What was that? What was that board? Budsy, if you're here, carbon fiber one. The one that Mr. Proximity built too. Nasby? No, not Nasby. Not Nasby's plates, but there's a board made out of carbon fiber, right? Not the Weave-In. No, that's something else. Why am I forgetting a name? I don't know what board you're talking about. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. It was run by Hwood. Hwood 34, I'm pretty sure, run it. Yes, the CF, the CFLX, the CFLX. There were 2 rounds of them, and then there was also a TKL. This was 2015, my friends. 2015, there was the CFLX, a low-profile carbon fiber case. I have the 60 and 80% version. Oh, cool, Pixel Pusher. Hello, how are you? On a more serious note, Diego, do you recommend a FL even though I have a Salvation on the way? If you have a Salvation on the way, I feel like you have plenty to experiment with. However, I would say we were mentioning, was it a stream ago? We were saying a stream ago that the FL is kind of like peak. It's peak tray mount design from, you know, like over the years, because it kind of like was the culmination, because when it came out, like people were like, oh my god, it's so heavy, those chamfers are so cool, and like there's a lot of stuff, right? People were like really big fans of it, and it was a very successful board actually. Obviously, like this was also before Feel with Holy Panda's video, right? But that said, that also happened, right? But yeah, if you want a heavy tray mount, that's one option. Like it's very iconic at this point. Several rounds of them. It's very recognizable. So yeah, if you want to mess around with a tray mount that has that weight and option to mess around with, yeah, why not? But to be honest, the Salvation provides a lot of versatility that you probably have plenty to work with there. In fact, you probably won't exhaust all your options. What's going on with the Salvation anyway? I haven't been keeping up at all. Well, it's in production. There is a business gray sample now, like they anodized in business gray now, and they showed they showed a few pictures of the sample in the Salvin Discord and maybe also the Wilbur Discord. But I mean, it's in production, yeah. Fiel sounds bad, IMO. I have my Fiel built with half alu plate, I think, and it's fine, at least for me. But it is a subjective thing, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. How heavy is Fiel? It's pretty heavy. Let me remember how much it weighed actually. I can probably get mine and weigh it. I actually do have a Fiel round 1. And the reason I kept my Fiel was because it's still probably one of the best purple anodizing, like best purple anodized colors that I've seen. That's like a nice deep purple. Really, really nice color on it, and I really like it. And I personally am kind of fond of it. Like, I've built it a few times, different builds. Use it for like a bunch of different stuff. So I just kind of kept it. Sure, like 4 pounds? Yeah, it's something like 5 pounds, yeah. It's like 4.5, 5 pounds probably. A few kilograms. Unbuilt. So, yeah. I want to try the salvation, but lead times? I guess you can always get one once it ships. Surely there's going to be people who ordered it and they're like, oh well, you know, I was excited for it back then, but now that it's shipped, I don't want it, so I'm gonna sell it. So I mean, there's always a lot of that, so I'm sure you'll be able to get one eventually. But didn't you see the Keycaps video? True, true. I'm gonna go to bed? Sounds good. It is late. It is like midnight after all. How often do you rotate your keyboard collection for daily use? I rotate my keyboards like pretty much every day? Every other day? Every other day. That's, yeah, every 2 days-ish I think I rotate. At least. Like, I feel like at most it's 2 days. Sometimes it's maybe 3 or 4 if I'm like busy and I just can't think about it. Like, as in, like, I'm using the keyboard that I have because it's like I just have to, and like I just, you know, can't stop to think about, oh, I'm gonna switch it today. Yeah, sometimes it goes for like a week or something, let's say. But yeah, I think I rotate like every couple days. My DC60 is basically a shorter field. Yeah, I mean, the DC60 was modeled after the field, very obviously. So, yeah. Yeah. Let me check something. Okay. Alright, cool. What about when you get a new board? Oh, when I get a new board, if I so speaking of new boards, I do have a few new boards just sitting, in terms of unbuilt, because I've just been busy with life, and I've also been busy that I haven't just had a chance to build my own boards. I also kind of, I could actually build them. I could build them, right? I could build them right away if I really wanted to. But honestly, I also saved them up because I want people to see me build them, as in like, I think people ask me to kind of like build my own boards on stream so that they can see what, you know, what I build it with and all that, instead of like just having it all already built. So part of me also kind of saves it because of that, because I mean, I technically do have, you know, keywords to use already, so I'm not in a rush to build them. So yeah, I mean, I do have a few builds to do. I have a Dolphin, I have a Mary C65 I still need to build, I have the Zenith, I have a Rogue prototype, I have, yeah, a few things. Subathon time? I would have done a subathon if I weren't booked for like this break. I actually am kind of swamped with work right now, and I have deadlines on the 3rd, on the 7th, and then on the week after, and then I have this big exam in February, so I'm like, basically I'm just busy until then. So maybe after I'm done with all the big stuff, I'll actually maybe do like a subathon or something like a build-a-thon, where I'm just gonna build a ton of boards of mine, which I basically did on my last subathon. Which was pretty fun, to be honest. But yeah, that's... I can't... In good conscience, I just can't do it. Like, I can't be like, oh, screw it, I'm gonna build all my boards and spend, you know, 12 to 20 hours building these in one shot. It's just too much. Yeah. So, that's why. That's why they sat unbuilt for a while. Primarily. Where's my Via? Okay, here it is. Alrighty. Wait, no. Plume65. Don't study and just do subathon. That would be a very bad idea. That would be a very, very bad idea. I have spent a lot of time doing what I do. And it would be a very big waste to let it just slide. Specifically time, it's not even about money, it's time. And then I think the spacebar is just this. Okay, it works. Perfect. Alright, so things are working. I can probably just take off this for now. And we're gonna put it into the case. I know I skipped sponsors for tonight, but it is the New Year's almost. But I mean, of course, I encourage you to check out all the sponsors. There are a few group buys still ongoing, like GMK Night Runner is one of them on Space Cables. If you haven't checked it out, also Salvin has GMK Night Runner if you're in Europe. But yeah, I mean, do check out like GMK Olive is on group buy right now. There's a bunch of stuff on group buy from the sponsors, but yeah, do check out all the different sponsors of the channel. If you do have needs for plates, I believe actually I have some of the CUV's custom plates coming in, which I'm pretty excited about. But if you do need custom plate, if you have plate files and you need custom plates made out of pretty much any material, cvplanet.com, you can go there and submit an order and submit your files to create custom plates. So, and you can get a discount for doing so with the affiliate link that I have. So, Diego, what you gonna do on the New Year's Eve? I'll be honest with you, I'll probably be doing some work, and I'll probably just get myself some food and watch some anime while I eat, and then maybe before going to bed I'll just wait, how do you open this up? Hold up. There's these screws. Oh, I see, I need to take off the weight. Okay. And then I need to take off the weight for it. Yeah, that's probably my plan for the New Year's though. Nothing special. I'm spending it alone, so I'm gonna take it easy and chill on my own. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice and cozy. Any link click? Oh yes, I will probably watch link click. I started it, so that'll be fun. Probably watch that a bit. Okay. That comes right off. Very nice. And then now we can take off the other parts here. What anime are you watching right now? Well, I recently just finished Komi-san, Can't Communicate. I watched Mushoku Tensei Core 2 of Season 1. I watched, I have an Annie list actually if you want to check it out. Oh, Mr. Harsha, hello! Hello, hello. Weeb alert? I know. Hello, fellow weeb. I know you are. Ha 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 ha. Just kidding. Anyway, how are you doing, buddy? I do know you are, so. miss a screw or anything? Oh, I did. I missed the screw here. I was wondering why there was no 8th screw here. Do you watch the new Kimetsu art? I am currently watching it. Yeah, the entertainment art, the entertainment district art. Yeah, I mean, I read the manga for it, so I do know what happens already. I'm actually very excited for what happens because, you know, it's gonna be very fun to see it animated. But yeah, I'm watching it. All right, so Plume. Let's see. Think you're just reading the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Tired of waiting? Yeah, so I'm gonna be tired of waiting for Mushoku Tensei, so I started reading the light novel. Because the manga is not very recommended. So it's either read the light novel or the web novel. So I'm reading that. I have it on my Kindle and I'm just reading through it. It just started, so it's fun though. It's very, very fun. Very, very fun. I do like reading after all those, so for me it's not a big problem. But I guess for some people they don't really enjoy reading that much. Alright. These are very tiny screws. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, so we can do top mount, right? With O-rings, so burger mount. So let's do that. Let's get the O-rings. Where are they? They're here. And we have, let's see, feet. What are these? Are these just Phillips screws for the weight? I see. I think they're just replacements. And then you can use... Alright, these small ones are probably for the plate. So let's go ahead with it. These are quite a few screws here. That's alright. Oh, it uses bigger ones. Is this right? Yeah, okay. Alright, O-ring time. I love the Mushoku Tensei light novels. Oh, I see. There's 2 size screws, one for top and one for burger. Oh, okay. Let me see what size there is here. I mean, I assume the longer ones are for the burger. Because they're trying to make up for the... Oh, okay. So maybe these are for that. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But these also look like K screws. They look the same length to me. These look the same length. How do you feel about the 86 delay? It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It just happens when we have production for anime. This is just normal. I feel like whatever, I'll probably just pass the time doing something else anyway, so... I'm not too fussed, I will have to say. Oh, okay, it's like a millimeter longer. Barely longer. Okay. I see now. I see. It is barely longer screw. Yeah, okay. No wonder, it's so difficult to tell, actually. It's like barely different. This is the same, I think. It's like, oh my goodness. Are we sure these are different? Epsilons? No, these are Creamsicles, linears, Franken-switch linears. I mean, there are 8 screws, so there should be 16 of them at least. Well, at least. I don't even know. The difference is so tiny though, I don't think it really matters. And shoot, I just yeeted one of them over there. Don't even know which one it is. I think it was this one. Well, yeah. Okay, whatever. I just need 8 of these, so. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's fine. All right. They look so damn. They're like identical. They're essentially identical. They're just a teeny bit. Just a teeny bit longer. Alright, time to put our plate on. Okay. Start with the corner. Just enough to catch. Oh, wait a second, I'm an idiot and I did not put the O-ring on it. Shoot. Come on now, come on. I don't want to flip you over. Alright, there we go. There we go. Being a little distracted, I guess. Okay, there. Oh yes, we don't have TX films inside for the Creamsicles anymore. We had to remove our TX films because of binding, like basically like when linears become tactiles due to the compression, because it's too tight. So we did remove the TX films earlier at the beginning of the stream. I had to do that, and so we did. In your experience, does uneven mounting points along the spacebar cause the spacebar to sound different from left and right side? I'm gonna say yes out of pure educated guess. Because, yes, of course, if you change where your mounting points are, you're essentially changing where your stiff points are. So, literally everything affects sound. Even if you're not thinking about it. So yeah, the answer is probably yes, it's gonna change it. And also just in general, just about in general, having the expectation that your spacebar should sound the same from left to right side is actually quite unrealistic. I actually do not think most keywords, if not all keywords, have the same sound from left to right side of the spacebar. Absolutely unrealistic to have that expectation, in my opinion. I think that what you should be aiming for your spacebar is Just that it doesn't rattle. That's it. Just that it doesn't rattle, I think it should be your goal. If it doesn't rattle, you're good to go. I just pretend I don't hear it or put headphones on. I mean, that's another great solution, because, you know, even if it ticks or clicks or whatever a little bit, you will not know. So that works too. That works very well too. Yeah. Okay, just finger tight for everything, and like tightening lightly so that it's not very overly tightened here. Okay, there. And just looking to see if the plate is nice and flat against the top, which I can see a little bit of the O-ring sticking out a little. Maybe I tightened this one a little too much. So just gotta maybe loosen it slightly. Maybe just tuck it in a little. Retighten just a finger tight. Yeah, that's it. Just jam the rattle away. Easy solution is just ignore it. Yeah, true. Alright, so it doesn't look like this keyboard needs a JST channel. I guess the cable is flat enough to fit without any issues. Is it though? I guess it is. I'm gonna trust it is. Yeah, I think it should be. I think the sleeve is pretty nice and doesn't seem to present any issues for that. Okay, now I'm gonna actually replace the screws on the... I had to cut mine off? You had to cut yours off? Hold on a second, I'm gonna check. Let me see if it's compressing at all. This seems... So the question is, do I leave it or do I kind of want to leave it though. It's like if anything happens, it'll just pierce through the heat shrink. And the heat shrink will protect the wires. So I think... Oh wait, the weight has to go back. Yes, the weight has to go back. Oh, no, there's no trick to the weight. There's holes here. That's for the weight screws. There's holes in the plate and PCB for that reason. So that's the trick. Yeah, there's no trick. It's just you just put the screwdriver through the holes. The countersunk screws don't fit through the hole? Are we sure about this? Are we sure? These holes look plenty large to me. We'll try and see. If it doesn't work, I'll work it, I will work around it whichever way you think is right. Let's just get at least some of this. That's what the two black screws are for. Oh, because the diameter is slightly smaller. Is that so? Okay. So they fit through and you don't have to do the little trick? Okay. I'll trust you. I mean, obviously you're saying this out of experience, so I trust you for sure. I see. Yeah, we'll just use the... Wait a second. Are these the same length? Oh yeah, okay. They are the same length, so no problem. Okay. these 2 small screws. Okay. They use a Phillips though. Are they magnetic? Yep. Okay. Is it okay to lube Boba U4Ts with 205 grade 0 and thin lube? Yeah, you can. Just don't lube. If you lube the front legs, you will lessen the tactility of the switch. So maybe if you can avoid that, you can lube. Just don't lube too heavily, maybe. I mean, start with a very small amount, and then go from there. You know? That's probably the way to go about it. If you need more lube, you can always open it up and add more. So, yeah, start with something. Start with a small amount and then go from there. What stabs are these? We have some Zeal V1 stabs right now. I mean, I guess they're not V1. They're whatever the Zeal stabs are. Current version of Zeal stabs. My bad. My bad. My bad. I forget that they don't really. This guy's toast is a Plume65 owner. Poggers. Oh yeah, that's right. From Mr. Sussboards. Very nice video, actually. I really like that video. Mr. Sussboards is such a cool guy, doing cool things for people. Imagine being as cool as him. I couldn't imagine that myself. Unfathomable. And I'm not being sarcastic at all. I do think he's very cool. Got my Mr. Suit yesterday. My stab slightly ticks. Planning to change it with TX stabs or Durox. Any thoughts? If you have TX stabs, why not? I heard the TX stabs are pretty good. Durox work too, though. Both of them will work pretty well, I would say. But I did hear the TX stabs are pretty nice. That they don't require much lube. They probably benefit from a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, give it a shot, I would say. Alrighty. I got to touch the Sussboards when I was in California. Ooh, very nice. Jealous. I'm jealous. Touching the Sussboards, imagine. The Sussboards himself. So I don't lose them. Put them aside. Never took a shower since. Alright friends, we are done building it. We can figure out a key set to put on if you want. I have a few thoughts right now. I do have like GMK Rudy could be a good one, I think. Vouch for Rudy. Okay, I also have GMK Hammerhead, which is a very nice set as well. I actually really like that one too. Either is fine with me. Is it dark or light? I have the light one. I actually like the light one I actually don't like the dark one that much. I like the light one, but not the dark one. Yeah, so we have Rudy. We have Hammerhead. I don't know. Poll a Veil? Alright, let's poll it then. Dark Olivia or light Olivia for black TKL? I would say dark. Poll. Which set? Oh wait, which set? Rudy or Hammerhead light? I'll allow for 3 minutes. I'm actually gonna go to wash my hands really quick, and whatnot. So I'll be right back. Someone tell me what the poll ends up being, but I think I should be back by then. So, BRB. Oh, looks like Hammerhead is gonna win. I am back. Looks like Hammerhead is gonna win today. Oh, Peaches just caught this message. Got addicted to Taiko no Tatsujin yesterday because Gog brought his drum kit yesterday. Diego, you must be good at that game. I'm actually not very good at that game, but I do like the game. I played it twice at the arcade. It is a difficult game, actually. For Creamsicles, is it a very short bottom out experience? I wouldn't say very short. Shorter, but not very short. Shorter, but not very. Yuru might be sweet too? Oh yeah, actually Yuru could work, yeah. I guess since we already put these two up for a vote, we might as well just go for it. No Navy set on Plume? I mean, I don't have deep Navy, but I do have Rudy, which is Navy, essentially. I mean, Hammerhead also is blue, so yeah. Looks like the vote's about to end in maybe like 10 seconds, not even. Looks like Hammerhead wins by a few votes. So let's give it a shot. Goodbye, Rudy. Alright. I do have my novelties here. Do I have novelties here? Let's see. Let's first put on some of these caps. Hold on. Give me 1 second. thought I had what the? I thought I had the novelties already. I don't have them here. I have them here. Nope. I actually don't know where I put them. I don't have to just find them. I just put them somewhere. I just don't remember where. I probably was messing around or sorting it and probably forgot. Why is it hard to find stabies? Because they're relatively new, and also they're not even finalized yet for stabies. Just saw the Bauer blockers. Yeah, it has mid-size blockers. 4, 8. Caps lock. Control. Hello, Senor Thunderclapping Thieves. Hello, lazy account. How are you? I think this is gonna sound pretty nice. Creamsicles. People have been asking for something like stabies and Keycaps for a long time. That is true. People have been asking for stuff like that, yeah, for a while now. As in, solutions for stabilizers, yeah. That is true. Although that said, you know, I personally don't have any issues with things like the current, you know, like Durox stabs myself, but that said, I mean, it's always good to see improvements in our hobby. New options, always good. Good to work with them. Talkies will have some TX stabs tomorrow. Be ready, my dudes. Oh, I see. I don't know why this numpad key is doing here. I put them aside for a reason. Oh, Hammerhead is a really nice set on this. It looks so good. Oh. The more I see Hammerhead, the more I like it, I think. I'm actually kind of glad I got it. Well, I mean, I didn't get it on Group Buy, actually. I had to get this. I had to get this on Mech Market. Well, I mean, I know it was in stock on Novelties, but I actually got it for like a combo deal that was slightly cheaper, so yeah. It does look very nice, though. It's a very nice set. Slightly cheaper, but yeah, it was because it had like all the shenanigans, all the novelties and whatever. It's like one of those. Let's do. Should we go regular enter or accent enter? And so it depends. So if we go regular enter, then we go accent arrows. If we go regular arrows, then we go accent enter. Regular? Okay. Regular looks very nice. Okay. And then we can do some accent arrows today, which I don't do often. So it's a nice change. And let's put some. Wait, so it's R2, right? What can I do for that? Is there a delete here somewhere? No, right here. Just notice the Despot sick. It's nice, yeah. It's the alpha keycaps one. Actually, hold up. What can I do for this? Where's page up actually? R2 page up? Okay. Epsilons or creamsicles? These are creamsicles, as the build command says. I guess I'll just put code here for some variation. Let's put an artisanal keycap. Let's see. With this green, it's like a sea foamy green. Is this close? That's really close. We also have. This is pretty close. That's a King V1 from Hungerwick Studio. Told you our typing test unavailable. I guess I can do it if you want. I might have disabled it for some previous stream because I was feeling like tired, sick, or whatever. So yeah. I think we will go with. Let's see. Oh, this is a little too blue for that. Little too blue. Yeti? Oh, Yeti. Yeti kind of works. Yeah, the Yeti. Yeah, the Yeti kind of does work. It's a little more on the bluer side. So the Yeti could work, yeah. Alright, I can go with the Yeti. Alright, Yeti indeed. Alrighty. Yeti. Alright. Shall we test this out, friends? Let's get this one out of the way. Alright. Let's get the typing test up. Oh wait, no, I don't want master version right now. Let's see. Difficulty normal, time 60. Alright. And then let's get the music off and the mic placed. Alright, let's take this fan out of the way. Alright. It is time for our typing test. Okay. All right. So tonight we have a Plume65 with a palm full plate. We have some Creamsicle Franken switches in here. That's a cream switch, cream stem inside of a Tangerine. Creamsicles, Lube with 2.5. I took out the TX film, so there's no TX films actually. There's no TX films. There's a Jimky Hammerhead light on the board with Yeti from Tiny Makes Things. And yeah, let's try it out. We currently have it burger mounted, so we have two little O-rings around the screws that attach this to the top piece of the case. All right, here we go. Let's try it. Long pull sound? Yeah, it's a very long pull sound indeed. Let me try it again, because I think I was like not positioned right on my chair. It was very uncomfortable. Let me give it one more try though. I kind of like screwed up. Not very comfortable for some reason. Okay. Alright, how heavy are the springs? The springs are probably like 62 gram, kind of 63.5 maybe. They don't seem too heavy. Maybe 65. I don't know. It's like somewhere around there. Doesn't feel that heavy. I'm actually actually do think I have the weight. No, I don't have the weight on it. Yeah, I'm not sure what the weight it is, but it's probably between 60 and 65 though. All right, let's get a shot. Take this off. I think that's probably why. All right. Definitely choking today. I'm kind of not in the not in the good typing kind of mode today, but it's fine. But yeah, it sounds really nice. I really like how it sounds. It definitely can tell the short travel from Creamsicles. That's the one thing. It's like I'm so used to typing on regular 4mm that long pull tends to kind of throw me off because it definitely feels shorter for me. I tend to type on like, you know, regular MX blacks or something like that. So yeah, definitely feels a little shorter, like a decent bit shorter, but also the sound is kind of different. So but yeah, so here are the mods and the rest. medium thickness lube job, slightly thicker on the lube job. It seems like it's kind of like definitely muted sound on the lubing of the switches in particular. I can definitely tell because, like, for example, the backspace is really quiet and the enter is kind of quiet compared to like the spacebar, let's say. That said, the spacebar is also quiet if you're just regular typing. So like right now I'm like kind of pressing hard on the spacebar when I do this, right? So it kind of sounds loud, but when I'm actually typing, it's more like it's like this. So it's not as loud. So yeah, it's like different when I do this, and then when I do this. So yeah. But yeah, the backspace is pretty quiet. And the enter is pretty quiet, so it definitely is a loop in the more medium to heavier side for the 205 here, so it definitely is muting the switch a decent bit, despite the cream switch, the cream stems in it. And I have to say, like, the short and travel for me is very noticeable. I'm not sure how other people might perceive it. And that Matsu was mentioning that it was a little bit, it was kind of like it was throwing them off. So. But yeah, it sounds really nice though. It does sound really nice as far as the board's concerned. I feel like most switches on Palm are pretty quiet. Yeah, Palm definitely is going to quiet down the switches a good bit compared to other plate materials, like compared to aluminum or even polycarb. I think Palm feels or kind of seems to be a bit quieter. But that said, the way to tell the difference is really to just have two boards with about the same configuration and, you know, just next to each other to really tell the difference. But that said, it is on the quieter side right now. But it looks so good. Just realized you use non-step. Yeah, non-step today. We went for regular ANC and non-step stuff here. Love my Plume half plate build currently. Nice, very nice. I think palm plate amplifies the switch sound profile. Interesting. So maybe it's, I mean, it's all obviously a mix of factors, right? Sometimes it's the switch lube, like, you know, how you lube the switch. Sometimes it's the switch itself, the plate, right? They all kind of factor into the whole sound kind of thing. That said, I do think it sounds nice, at least personally. And I have to say, it is still a top mount board, so I would not say it feels like super soft, right? It is like, actually, the typing is pretty similar to like the TGR910, which basically uses about the same number of mounting points. It doesn't use the TGR910, like it doesn't use like burger mount. You could technically just put like, you know, O-rings in there, right? But it's softer because it is a palm plate. But I would say, like, as far as rigidity in general is concerned, like, as in like when you bottom out, how that feels, it definitely feels a little bit lighter thanks to the like plastic plate and probably the O-rings. But it's not like, oh, this plate is sinking kind of soft. It definitely does have a bit of rigidity that simply comes from attaching, you know, the plate to the top piece, which is like very normal for top mount, and especially like on a board of this size with, you know, however many mounting points we have here. So yeah, it is pretty similar to like other top mount 65s that I've tried. Like the list is long, I guess. Like there's like the Irene, there's like, you know, I guess the Q doesn't count because the Q is like sandwich technically. There's like the 910, right? And like the house, it's like this too. So yeah. Pacho KB, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches. This is what I need to hear. I will officially be my two of everything now. Yeah. But yeah, Jimky Hammerhead looks so nice on this blue, actually. Like, it's such a beautiful color. Big fan of this set, first of all. On this particular blue colored board, it looks so good. In person, looks really good. looks good on the camera right now. It's slightly brighter actually. Let me see if I can reduce the ISO here. One stop. So actually, I think this is a better representation of what it looks like to me when I'm looking down here. It looks really good. So I'll actually just shift this over. Todo bien? That's good. I think I'll be building my alu on bergamot. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think alu plate on this would be also fun. I actually think that alu on this board might sound really nice because of a more, like, it would have just a more pronounced sound from the metal. But I mean, the palm is still pretty good. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's put in some music on. Wait a second. I must have muted something. Hold up. Muted myself, I think. Okay, that's right. Wait, what? Let me unplug it. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. ¿Qué tal te parecieron los Creamsicles? Están buenos. Son medio ligeros y tienen un sonido muy particular, más que nada. Y el travel está como más reducido, entonces pues sí, comparado con Switch regular, es más corto la distancia que tiene que recorrer la parte interior. But yeah, it's nice. I really like this blue color though. This blue anodized blue is very nice. I built mine with alu and inks. You won't be disappointed. Very cool. So let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at the board here. Gotta get rid of chat for a second. Wait, Lightning, ¿eres latino? Sí, nací en México. De hecho, crecí allá. Me vine acá a los Estados Unidos a estudiar y trabajar. Anyhow, here is the board, the Plume65. Beautiful. Nice blockers, nice color. GMK Hammerhead light on it. Looks quite spectacular in my opinion. And let's look at the side profile. Actually, that's my greasy fingers here, and the angle as well, but my greasy fingers first and foremost. This is the side profile of the board. There's the bump-ons right there, you can see. And then there is a bit of a kind of like a cut here, so you can, like, that's why it is casting a bit of a shadow, as you can see. It is not unevenness of the anodizing, it is actually a shadow from the lighting. Like, it's more so like this, you can actually see that line, right? So that's the side profile though. Very nice. Kind of looks a little on the chunkier side, but it looks very clean. Still, looks very good. And yeah, well, now you can see every single possible fingerprint, because it is a polished steel, I think. Well, it is just a fingerprint magnet kind of weight, so it's just this little thing is not coming off. Oh, there we go, it came off. Yeah, and there is the back. The nice Plume weight engraving here. Looks very, very nice. Very reflective, as you can see. And there is the bottom with, again, my dirty fingers oil and whatnot, but it is there. Little piece of gunk here that got stuck. I think it's just adhesive here. Yeah, it's just a little piece of adhesive. I'll take it off. But yeah, there's the Plume. Nice and reflective surface. You can see the camera very clearly. Very nice though. How much does this board cost in total? I actually don't remember what the Lube price was. Does someone have that handy? The front height is pretty tall. It definitely is on the taller side. Definitely is on the taller side. Wait, did this shift not? I didn't press it all the way. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, it also has that weird GMK trade dust. There's the side again. When are you going to do a typing test though? I just did. Twice, actually. Do you see the new Cerakoted colors that dropped recently? No, I don't follow like... I don't follow all that kind of stuff, so no, I did not. The stainless steel weight was 650. I see. More brush weights instead of polish, please? I agree. More stainless steel that's been matte, like sandblasted matte, and brushed would be really nice, because polished is a pain in the ass. Polished is a pain, PVD is a pain. It's just annoying. It smudges too easily. Photographing is hard. Like, if you have anything around that just doesn't look right, and even just the lighting kind of wraps around this thing, and just, yeah, it's annoying. And like, if you're overexposed, then it looks too bright, and then kind of just, yeah. I think when you try to take pictures of these kinds of boards, you realize, like, playing with light is also not that fun at that point. You get sick of it. You live in Seattle? No, I live in New York City. So it is 1 o'clock here. Ando esperando el restock, que Novelkeys decía que sería en Q4. ¿Restock de qué? Ah, Gatoron. Ojalá ya sea pronto, ¿no? Pero, como veas, que el NK87 se tardó, me imagino que los Gatoron también se están tardando en llegar. Worst part about taking keyboard pictures is wiping everything down all the time. Yeah, I mean, hey, my two best friends, these two fellas are my two best friends in taking pictures. Microfiber cloth, air bulb. Gotta get all that dust out, which I still don't. I always miss dust, and I actually stopped bothering cleaning everything up because I figure, look at the renders that people push out for, key sets, and people put the, little hairs and the little dirt and whatever. I was like, look, if the renders are there, why should I be editing or like cleaning up the little things? It's like expected already. The renders are setting the standard. So I maybe take away, like, maybe if I have a desk mat that has a big smudge on, okay, I'll clean that up, right? Like, cause it looks really ugly. Otherwise though, I can't bother too much. Only a little bit. Things that are just too, like, just glaringly looks bad. Like, if it's something that I could have removed but I didn't, just clean it up. But yeah. The point of a render is to make it look like real life, and the point of a photo is to make it look like a render. It seems. I mean, people sometimes say like, "Is your thing a render?" I'm like, "No, it's a photo." But it's also because of like kind of like the angle and stuff. I think it kind of, people get this idea of like, oh, a render is like angle in this particular way, and so the keyboard should look like this. So yeah, but yeah, they're not renders after all. I don't even know how I would ever render anything. I haven't ever rendered any graphic for myself. So. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool what people do out there, though. Like digital rendering and all that. Just don't leave lube stains on the desk pad. Yeah, right. But yeah, no, very nice. The Plume65. I like the look of it. It's definitely a reminiscent of like that 7V sort of look, where it has the weight on the back like this. I mean, especially with the polish, I think. I mean, of course, it doesn't extend all the way out, but it's a very nice look nonetheless. I think the Bauer style blockers, these like medium sized blockers, for the 7U layout is a nice touch, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not like a fan as in like, oh, I gotta have them, but it's nice to see these boards sometimes. Like in this particular layout, I mean, they look nice. I actually think that even without the corner blocker, it would look fantastic. So I mean, just like the Bower is without the corner blocker, right? So yeah, nice, got nice board here. You ever built red keyboard? Oh, I see now. I have not built red keyboard, but I will build red keyboard at some point. Yes, yes, I will. Anyhow, also this looks nice against this desk mat, so I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Really like this. Even 65 is my least favorite layout. Yeah. So I don't use 65 that much. I like 65s, but it's not my main layout to use. My main layouts are TKLs and 60s primarily. I use 60s a lot because of the space saving aspect. I like TKLs for work, but 60s are great when I have paperwork on my desk at the same time as work. So I'm looking at the screen, looking down for paperwork, whatever, right? It's great to have a 60. I don't have any concerns with 60% with data entry and that kind of stuff anymore because I've gotten used to like arrow keys and all that kind of stuff on like 60%. So functionality for me is no longer a problem. The illustration on the desk mat looks like Pokemon. Yeah, it's definitely kind of made to model something like Pokemon. Yeah, very much like, you know, kind of like Ho-Oh and like Pokemon sort of like illustration. Like that style is there definitely. This is the Alpha Keycaps desk mat from the Chuangmu ran. I hate looking down at papers. I just take a picture and put it up on a monitor. Oh, the problem for me is that sometimes I need to write things down with pen and paper. So yeah, the heads of the creatures are the artisans. Yes, that is correct. Like this is the Kipora, that is the Salvador, primarily. I don't know if there's any other features actually. Those are the main ones. I don't see other sculpts actually. Yeah, it's cool though. Very cool graphic. But yeah, I'm a big pen and paper guy, so I can't forgo everything and put it on a monitor. It's nice, but it loses the practical part of pen and paper. I do that sometimes. Some things I just gotta do with pen and paper. But yeah, Hammerhead, big fan of this set. I actually am very happy I picked this up. I was really struggling to figure out whether I wanted it or not, but seeing it in person makes me feel validated that it's a fantastic color set. Especially the Jimmy Hammerhead light. I think these alphas look A+. Slight tone of, this is like the tone of alphas that 8008 kind of wanted. Like I kind of want 8008 to have, but it just looks really, it looks better with this particular color theme. What are the specs, if you don't mind me asking? This is a Plume65 full palm plate. I can do exclamation build to see it in written form, but Creamsicle switches, so this is a Franken switch, cream stem inside a Tangerine housing, Lube with 205 grade 0. I really like Dracula in person. I have a set, but I'm gonna sell to buy PVT. I see. Yeah, no, Dracula is also a set that looks really good in person as well. Sometimes in photos it might appear a little more blue, a little more gray. If you like darken it a lot, like the picture is like underexposed, it can look much more gray. But as far as the colors are concerned, they are accurate to the hex colors of the IDE, like the specific colors of the IDE. That's pretty accurate to that. But I would say that, yeah, the renders for GMK Dracula were on the darker side and kind of on the more like underexposed sort of side, so it made them look a little darker themed than it kind of really seemed to be in real life, which is what people were initially like, oh my god, such a disappointment after 2 years. Yeah. Feels like the blue 8008. Yeah, that kind of feeling. Do you do a lot of editing to your photos? No, it's very minimal, actually. My editing primarily is I white balance everything first. Like I make sure that all of my whites are whites, my blues are blues, whatever, right? Make sure my my grayscales are proper, all that kind of stuff. Just color correction is the number one thing. Then if depends on what, like if I'm using like the 30mm here, the prime, normally there's not much barrel distortion or that kind of distortion to correct, but just in case I take a look. And then if I already have like a photo in a very similar lighting, I import the settings from like a different photo I've edited from the same table or something like that. And then from there I adjust based on what I'm seeing IRL. So I just like look, compare, compare the colors, the overall like exposure. Sometimes I fail at doing that because I'm like tired, or like sometimes things look brighter than it seems to be, or it looks bright on the monitor, but when you export it actually looks darker because on smaller screen it looks different. Or like on Instagram things get compressed, looks different, colors look different, the exposure looks different. So I'll try to compare as much as possible to what I see with my eyes. But as far as the editing is concerned, I only do like exposure, a little bit of highlights, and then just small touches for like like stray big piece of dust here, I'll maybe clean that up. But that's it. And then I export it, and that's it. It's a fairly straightforward workflow. But that said, I've also been doing it for a while. Yeah, like I've been doing photography for some time. That's it. I'm not a pro. I'm like, I'll say like I'm like semi. It's like a little better than just a new amateur. But I can't call myself a professional, because I know there's people who do, photography for their like actual full-time job, and it's a whole another level, and there's a lot that people do that's really amazing. What is switches for the build? These are Creamsicles. They're cream stems inside of Tangerine switches. Your photos are pretty good. Oh, I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. I know they're boring. That's actually intentional that they look the same, or that they are like the same angle. Because the idea for me, for taking pictures for like Instagram or putting them up on my website, or just uploading them on Discord or whatever, right, is primarily for reference for myself. Actually, I want to be able to say, oh, I remember I built the Plume65 a few months ago, and then I go back and then I can compare these side by side with something that I took a year ago, and be like, oh, it's the same lighting condition, it's like this, pretty much the same thing, same angles. I can be like, oh yeah, like this keyword kind of looked this, was this big, kind of can see that on the desk, right? And then kind of compare without having to actually measure things around. So for me, it's a nice reference. It's just bookkeeping for me. And then I share that, and for me that's kind of like the main reason I do the photography part of it, because I enjoy bookkeeping, keeping like tabs on that kind of stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I mean the artsy stuff, like there's some people who do such good composition, right? Like Alex does really good stuff in photography, like Nathan does really nice stuff, like Ozzy, actually like Ninja Pirate, if he's still here, like his desk photos are really cool. Artemi from who works with like the Singaporean makers a lot of the time, he takes nice photos too. There's a lot of photographers, like whether semi-pro or pro, or whoever they might be, that take really amazing photos. So I've seen like sometimes like Cohen and More Coffee Please is such a nice, beautiful looking desk. More Coffee Please, like desk aesthetic is yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I mean, I especially love seeing like that Grove Made shelf, and like this like rustic sort of look, and they have these nice amps in the background. The monitor setup is really nice, curved monitor sometimes. It looks so good. I really appreciate seeing that kind of stuff, and it makes me like kind of feel inspired. I'm like, oh, like if I'm doing my desk again, I think I want to change it up this way. During the last editing streams, when I told Nathan to remove one of the legends on Keycaps, he did. Nice. Did people notice? Oh, Frank also takes nice photos, actually. Like, I've seen some of Frank's edits, and I'm like, ooh, boy. Yeah. I mean, Frank, actually pro though. So it's a little different when you're actually on, you know, for hire. The expectations are different, and I think that's when it really pushes you. So I am not in that. I did stuff for hire before. I burnt out from it, actually. I burnt out from doing stuff for hire. I really disliked it. The dealing with people, some demanding clients and that kind of stuff was just too much for me. It was something that I was not happy about. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it for fun. I like going around to do photo walks, you know, or just taking pictures of random stuff sometimes. I don't edit too much, like pictures that I just take outside of stuff. I'm a little shy about it, but I just do it for fun. Yeah, photo walks. I mean, that's the photographer's real dream. A pro, at least, is to be able to do that kind of enjoyable photo walk kind of stuff and still be able to make money out of it. To not have to worry that whatever they're putting out is something that, like, there's like pressure around it and expectations. It's when you can just naturally do that stuff for fun, and then it kind of produces results. That's a dream of any artist and any creator. Have you seen Ozzy's pics? Of course I've seen Ozzy's pics. Ozzy also is basically a teacher in photography, which is why he also has he's a really good grasp and has really good insight on how to explain photography to other people. That's what Ozzy has. He has experience, and he's so good at like putting the details down and like basically putting into sentences that make sense on how he constructed a photo. Like, he's good at explaining that stuff. Like, I've seen some of his comments, like comment threads that he puts on Instagram sometimes, explaining what he did with the settings and how it differs, and his stream sometimes too, he explains that kind of stuff, and he's very good at it. He's basically like a teacher. So and he is, I mean, right, he actually, his actual job is like, his actual, like, you know, work is behind what he does. Like, photography wise, it's basically like a photography school. So so naturally he's good at that. He's good at writing that kind of stuff out. What do you use to edit, process your keyword photos? I used to use Lightroom. I am currently on Capture One and Affinity Photo. I decided to get out of the Adobe ecosystem. Two reasons. Obviously, the subscription is just expensive, and number two was that I wanted to try something new. Yeah, but I think the first reason, the fact that it's so expensive, the subscription model for like Adobe Creative, you know, Suite, was that, yeah, was the main reason. It was just not something I could just do it because I was not doing it for profit. So it wasn't really worth it. All my homies hate Adobe. I mean, like, they're great products though. Like, it's hard to say. They have so much. They have certain things they're just better at, simply speaking. Like, there's nothing that compares to some things. Like, some things on Photoshop, other software just can't do like as cleanly. Things like that. And then, yeah, like, if you're like, you know, if you do like vector art, that kind of stuff, like some people use like Illustrator and like InDesign, that kind of stuff, right? And it's hard to compare. Also, Ninewalker, I did see you. I know you said you missed stream and you subbed for 20 months, so thank you. I did see you. I was just in a stream of thoughts. Just had to finish. I'm a noob on cameras, only using iPhone and edit on PC. That's pretty good. I mean, hey, you know how I started a lot of my photography stuff? I just took pictures with my phone. And I used to have those, you guys remember the compact flash, like big memory cards? I used to have one of those 2 megapixel Nikon point and shoots. Very kind of like this big, that had like a rotating cam, and you just like open it up, turn it on, and you just point and shoot, right? I used to have one of those. I used to take pictures with that. And I didn't really edit them. Later on, when I figured out how, like, when I had a smartphone for the first time, this was in college. My first smartphone came in college. I had I was in school. I got it. My first smartphone was the Nexus 4. It was a Nexus 4. You know, I downloaded like some apps that you could like edit photos, and you know, like VSCO, right? Like Visco is very popular, right? And like, yeah, there was like Snapseed. There are a few other things, right? And they're very popular apps to edit, and I would use those a lot just to have fun and edit stuff. And yeah, and we all had our era, right? There was that early 2010 era where people would apply these heavy Instagram filters, like the old film filter and like the sepia kind of stuff, right? Right? And yeah, I had that phase too, like on social media and like Facebook and stuff. Visco girl era. Yeah, I definitely did have that too. I actually did like the 100 days of like taking photos every day. You know, that stuff. I did that too, like 1 photo a day kind of thing for 100 days. I did that one time. Those were the times for sure, when it was very carefree. It was fun though. It was for fun, and that's actually how I learned a lot of it though. Like I learned in practice. I did actually take a photography class in like before that. I actually started with film. I started with black and white film. I actually do have a manual like SLR, just all film, like regular, you know, manual film. I started with black and white. You know, I would work in the darkroom, that kind of stuff. I did learn like the concepts there, like the more mechanical things of photography, and then transitioning to digital was all like, yeah, using my phone and using my point and shoot camera and putting the files in and editing those and playing around with those and seeing like, oh, like, you know, this makes a clean photo, this makes a very strange effect. And I ended up, you know, kind of going for like the more cleaner look and just simpler kind of aesthetic for photo editing and taking pictures in general. But I suck at composition. Like, that's a skill that you only learn with just taking a lot of photos and seeing other people do awesome stuff with composition. That's when you're like, okay, it's like you get the hang of it. It's like what looks pretty to human eyes. Yeah. Soldering tips. I mean, quick tip is go slowly. There's no rush. You can do one soldering joint at a time, and you don't need to do the next one right away. You can always wait between things. You know, don't overheat things. I mean, the simplest way is basically like, you know, you're supposed to just like, you know, you put there's a pad here, you just put, you know, heat it up, and then you apply the solder in. The solder should feed, right, as it should melt, right? And you can apply heat just until the point where the solder, because you're applying the heat transfer is helping the solder flow into the joint. And once it forms the shape, you can take it off right away. It should be more than enough heat. You don't need to leave it there. Yeah. You just touch up the iron to see if it was, I mean, it was been off for like the past 30 minutes or so. But yeah, I just did this because I was not sure if it was dirty, actually. But yeah. Scared of burning pads. And yeah, using a chisel tip does help for through-hole soldering. So chisel tip means that this tip is actually not completely sharp. Like, it actually is slightly chiseled. It's not very noticeable on this, but let me see if I can show it. Yeah, so there's a chisel, right? And there's a flat part of it, and there's a kind of blunt side of it. Yeah, you can see it's like a little chiseled. Chisel tip does help with through-hole soldering. Through-hole soldering is the simplest kind of soldering that you can do. And the chisel tip does help. In the case of the Hako, the tips are easily replaceable. You can just unscrew this. And there's a lot of irons that allow tip replacement, right? But like in this case, I have this Hako, right? And it works really well, right? Very simple. But that said, I highly recommend if you're getting gear, if you're getting new soldering gear, always consider getting a soldering iron that has temperature control. Temperature control is important because the solder melts at certain temperatures. So you want to have control over when and how fast. So in my case, I solder at 350 degrees Celsius because the melting point of this is like 200 some, but in order for it to melt fast, and for me to just feed it, you know, quickly and stuff, 350 is more than enough heat. So yeah. So that's why I work at 350, but I could work at 300 and it would still work fine. It would just maybe take a little longer. Yeah. Oh, Roro, good day. Hello. How are you? Isn't it like afternoon there? Have you been working today? Touch pads and the switch pins at the same time feed solder into the gap. That is correct, yes. Any tips for desoldering? I gave tips for desoldering earlier, but basically the same idea. You can take it slowly, but I think if you're using a pump, if you're using one of these or any similar kind of pumps where you like have to press and it like loads up a spring, and when you press a button it disengages. The idea here is you are trying to you're trying to make a seal as the solder is melting, or is melted rather. So you basically come with the soldering iron, you put it on the joint that you want to desolder, and as it melts, you quickly and efficiently basically place the tip of the pump to basically create a seal around that joint, and then boom, press right away. And it should be like it's like a split second sort of thing, and it takes practice, but once you get the hang of it, it actually is not that difficult. Yeah. And the bigger tip I think is if you fail, like it basically, let's say you did that and there's some solder left over, don't try on the same joint right away. Just wait, right? Wait for it to, like, you can either wait for it to cool off, or you can just bring the soldering iron and actually add solder again. You can add solder again for it to create a nice joint again. And then you can come back later once it's cooled off a little bit, because if you do it right away and you keep heating the pad up and keep heating the pad up, it's gonna get heat shock and you're gonna make it more likely to get damaged, right? Makes sense, right? If you heat things up, things are more likely to break, things are more likely to whatever, right? So what you want to do is, if you didn't get it right the first time, do other, like, go with the rest of the row or something, and whichever ones you failed, you can always come back later to do them again. And an easier way to do it is when you have a full joint rather than a partial joint, and you're just trying to take out a little bit of solder, because what you're trying to do is a seal, right? So like if there's like too little stuff in there, like, or it's like uneven, it's gonna be very hard to create a seal to actually suck it all up. Yeah. So that's kind of the trick. It's like, yeah, but the thing is, you can always come back to it later. It's that, like, you shouldn't feel obligated to, oh, I need to do this one right in order to go to the next one. Yeah. Any word on CV when that Bingsu pink trays are going to be available? Actually, I don't know. From what I understand, CVV is trying to get a bunch of different colors as well. She's been doing, like, I think she just released the black ones, and then she's also trying to do like other colors. So I think it's likely that other colors will come out first before the Bingsu pink ones are restocked. She's kind of like testing anodizers and whatnot, so I would say currently there's no estimated date for a restock on the Bingsu pink ones. Yeah, at least for now. Just because I think there's like a bit of experimentation. What do you think about banana splits? They're pretty smooth switches. They're very similar to a lot of the JWK and other switch like linear switches that are available. People like them, so they're fine. Yeah, but there's a lot of switches that are very similar these days, so you can't really go wrong. I think a lot of people ask about, oh, are these switches the best? Are these switches the best? But the real answer to that is they're all pretty good. You just need to, yeah, you just need to try it out. But they're not bad. They're not bad switches. I'm sure you saw the new Zeal switches. Yeah, I did. The clicky ones. I mean, I saw what they are, but I'm not gonna buy any. Too expensive and not very interested myself, because clickies are just not something I use daily. But yeah. You ain't a true gamer? Yeah, I suck at gaming, to be honest. I suck at gaming. I am not, like, I've never been good enough to compete for games, for like video games. been good to like finish single player games. I've been good to 100% games on my own time, or like play MMOs and like, you know, some PvP, that kind of stuff. But I'm not like pro FPS, that kind of stuff. I'm like a dirty, I'm a filthy Overwatch quick play kind of guy. You know what I mean? That's the kind of play like CS:GO. Yeah, just quick play kind of stuff. You know, quick matches, quick death matches. What model hardcore am I using? I'm using exclamation gear. Gives you a lot of info on all the gear that I use, but I use the FX888D, the digital display one. Yeah, just go to like the kit.co. Actually, either link probably. No, the second link is a Google spreadsheet, and the first link is the kit.co, which has all the like Amazon links and stuff. All right. It is 1:30 a.m. So I'm probably gonna go to bed now, but it was a pleasure to build today. I don't know if I'll be building again before the end of the year. I would love to, but I do have stuff that I need to get done. So I think I'm gonna stipulate myself the condition that I need to get a certain amount of stuff done before I tell myself to stream again. So I guess until then, yeah, it was fun though. If I don't see you guys again before the end of the year, happy new year to you all. It's been actually pretty crazy. Like looking back, it's been a few crazy years, but not just like in terms of like, you know, pandemic and all that, more so like myself too. Like feel like I've grown a lot as a person. And I honestly am kind of baffled by the fact that there's like 100 and some people right now watching me talk about and ramble about a bunch of random stuff and asking me questions as if I knew anything special. You know, 2 years ago that wasn't the case either, so it's kind of crazy that we've come this far and seeing the channel grow, and I've like had the opportunity to do a lot of really cool stuff. And yeah, like, I mean, and we have, you know, here over here we have JD and Nono and Gatoron accompanying us now. It's like that wasn't the case before. Yeah, there's a lot that's changed in the past 2 years. This channel has really grown a lot, and like it's kind of crazy that if I turn on the computer and put, you know, start streaming, there's like 100 people showing up. That's just kind of insane. I also realized that chat's been off for a while and nobody told me. But I apologize to people in the VOD. But yeah. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. We aren't just watching. It's okay. I know a lot of people just turn stream on, leave me in the background, and sometimes when it's like, oh, that guy's about to type. Come on. And then you put it on. Don't remember when I had lunch with you already? I know, it's been forever. We had lunch when it was still warm. So it's been a long time, Eric. It's been a long time. Anyway, yeah. And like, you know, like the new trend with artisan trays, that's new. New screw tray makers, and there's a lot that's changed. I mean, the new desk, that was a huge highlight for me in my streaming career, quote unquote. My new desk and my new PC. Oh my god, like I can't believe I actually have a new PC that works and all that kind of stuff, and it's just really nice, and I'm super grateful for it. And there's people are subbed almost 2 years now for the people who have been around for the longest in the channel. 2 years for sub. Pretty insane. Yeah, I mean, let me go back actually, guys. So my first stream on Twitch, where I did something keyboard related here, was actually I built a Mira SE, and actually Pudsey was a guest at the time. I streamed with a webcam. That's it. It was a webcam, and it was a janky PC build and a webcam, and like my mic was completely shoddy. like my connection was terrible. I lived in a half basement, murky. This is not pleasant place that I lived in. I really disliked that place so much. And that was in 2018. The date specifically was January 18th. So in about 20 days, it will be technically my 3-year anniversary. No, wait, 4-year anniversary on Twitch. Technically. The thing that happened though is I streamed that one time in January, and then I did not stream for about 7 months. Because life got in the way. I hit a big roadblock. Well, actually, well, no. A big roadblock was just mainly me being depressed and struggling with life and trying to get back out of the gutter. That was a struggle bus. I fortunately got out of the gutter by late 2018 and started streaming a little more. And then I took a little break in 2019 and then started streaming again in mid 2019, and then it's been pretty consistent since mid 2019. Been consistently streaming, I would say, through up until now. That's kind of like history of Lightning Keyboards as a channel. It used to be Meowgo11, by the way. For those who don't know, the original name of the channel was very different. Just notice your stream hasn't effed in a while. Yeah, I actually replaced my internet gear too, so it helped. Got that Twitch money now. Twitch money is actually not that much. I'll have to be very honest. Twitch money is not that much. I channel a lot of my funds back into keyboard related stuff, like content. I mean, of course, like my own stuff, like, you know, I do buy keycaps. Yeah, like, I'll be honest, guys, like, you know, I do take some of the side gig money and I buy artisans or keycap sets or keyboards, but it's all stuff that comes back into stream eventually. Or I'll like, I actually will, you know, pay school stuff too, because that's what I do. I'll occasionally buy, like, you know, gifts, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do that stuff, yeah, like anybody would. I don't buy NFTs. I don't put it into crypto. I don't buy streetwear and hypey stuff. That's not something I do. I am not even into it. I don't even know what's good. Yeah, I'm a simple person though, so I spend it on food, that kind of stuff. Desk accessories has had a major upgrade. Yeah, that's been probably one of the biggest things. Let's see. So that's when I donate $4 to you. PSE holding strong. Actually, yeah, it's been holding up. Thank goodness. Flexing resident on chat for content. Weird champion. True. Weird champ. Do you think it's worth to buy HKB? Right now, yes. I think the HHKB in its current state, the HKB Pro Classic or the Hybrid, are excellent purchases if you want to introduce anybody to Topre and you want to give them a compact layout like the HKB. One thing is, do warn your dad that the HHKB is a bit of a learning curve. First of all, because you do have the corner blockers, but also control is here, backspace is here. Definitely something that would be difficult to get used to at first. And the arrow keys, 60% HKB arrow keys at first, difficult for sure, learning curve. But if you do get used to it, if you manage to get through the learning curve for the HKB, it's so nice. So nice. But yeah, if you don't want to go the HKB way, which is definitely like the big learning curve side of things, you can do a Leopold or a Real Force, both of which are excellent quality for Topre. Yeah. 2019 was a gutter year for me. I'm better, so I feel, yeah, that's good. I'm glad. But yeah, my gutter years were between 2017 and 2019, pretty much. Were like my big gutter years. And then actually 2020 really sucked too. 2020 really sucked for me. Was very devastated in many ways in 2020. And it was nothing to do with the pandemic specifically. Just personal things. Check out my plastic collection. Anyway, yeah, HKB, it's good, but yeah, learning curve there, so think of that maybe. Alrighty, friends. It looks like we should probably rate somebody if anybody's live. Actually, I don't even know. I haven't double checked here, so let's go and check if anybody's live. Okay. Looks like FC is streaming, Epsilon Keyboards. We've rated him before, but we can rate him tonight. I see Mr. Nihon Jam, who was actually here earlier, building an end of the year NK87 aluminum. And then we have Kimchi Jody Boy and keyboard people. I don't really see many keyboard people actually. There is someone I don't know whose name is J Verb, building a frog. And oh no, Catboy building a U80. FC Kimchi Jody Boy. Yeah, we can raid either. We can go raid either. Yeah. Let's go raid when's your next stream gonna be? My next stream, I don't have a date. I don't have a fixed schedule for my streams, unfortunately. Generally speaking, my streams happen during my evening times. My time currently is 1:42 a.m. here. It is New York Eastern Time, US Eastern Time, and so I normally stream during evenings or late nights, primarily. Sometimes I do day streams, but very rarely. And I don't have a fixed schedule because I pretty much stream whenever I get the chance to. Yeah, which is, I can't really operate on a fixed schedule. It becomes very complicated for me. Primarily it just has to do with the fact that I suck at scheduling myself for things and I procrastinate a lot too. So, but I do want to have the freedom to do that. It's unfortunate, but it's just how it is. But anyway, I'm only who I am. Happy New Year in advance to you too. Issa Cakes, thank you so much. Adam, I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming by and being so adamant and wanting to check out the next stream. But I do hope you can follow, and if you do have the Twitch app downloaded, it'll notify when people go live and such. You can always hit the bell button, the notification button to alert you. And Red9301U, welcome. We're about to raid Epsi actually. But welcome. I do hope you can come by to the next stream. And Nightwalker, again, thanks for the sub, my friend. Thanks for all the support for the past 20 months. It's insane. Alright, let's go raid Mr. FC. Alright. Well, it is not the Chinese New Year, guys. Okay, it is not the Chinese New Year, but we're gonna go say Gong Hei Fat Choi to Epsi. Happy New Year on behalf of Lightning Keyboards. I know it's not the right thing to say, but we're just gonna say it. Just kidding, we'll just say Happy New Year because we're in the Western world. Miyaga Raid. Happy New Year, FC. Something like that would trigger. Oh, okay. Well, then we have to do it. We came to bother you. Gong Hei Fat Choi. Meow go. What? No, you have to put it in Romanized, in pinyin. Just Romanized. It has to be Romanized. Just like that. I hope you all had a good time, guys. Again, thank you so much. Have fun at FC stream. Maybe he will have a quiz or something today. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Have a great New Year, New Year's Eve, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. See you guys.